All right, we are officially streaming, so
We're
please,
live.
yeah, please try to contain yourself. Okay, nothing too out of pocket this time. All right.
Bro, can we talk about the fact that you hate what no anyways, nah, but let's see. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up.
Interesting that you want to talk about it now.
Yeah, we were just talking about it leading up to it, and you were saying how like that's basically your favorite topic. So I just thought we were gonna continue onto the podcast. Um Anywho. Let's see. Let's see.
Man, talk about light week for Weekly Shonen Jump, bro. Like almost no chapters dropped this week. I don't know if Horikoshi and Tabata were like, "Yo, let's link up, play some golf, like go to a bar or something." But like the chances of both of them being busy, it's like the training wheels on a very expensive bike were off. Like it could still go, it could still
Yeah.
it could still move,
And
but
yeah, for sure.
Hunter
Yeah,
Hunter is the motor, obviously, because it's an electric bike. But go on.
Bro, you're literally delusional. Hunter x Hunter wasn't even like a top five chapter that dropped this week, if I may.
Listen, bro,
Um,
you actually had to have read it to make that assessment.
no, bro, I don't. No, actually, I don't like. No, I'm not reading a dictionary that's guised as a manga. Like I simply won't do it. I won't have it. Um,
Bro, we gotta start promoting these episodes on Twitter, like when we go live. I only ever remember after I press start streaming, and I'm starting to get mad at myself over it.
Interesting, but are you not already like gathering the like? I have the. I just need to download the thumbnail. Get on your fucking A game, man. Come on. Take this shit seriously. It's life or death. Nah, but yeah, chat, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? How you doing on this fine Wednesday? No, what the fuck? That was crazy. I
Yeah,
just made that
what?
up.
Yeah, what?
I literally, I just came up with that
Bro, daylight savings
Wednesday.
time hit you so hard. It's
But
crazy, bro.
I don't even know what day it is anymore. This Sunday afternoon.
Sunday,
That's
Sunday, Sunday.
that's crazy, bro. I quite literally just not even close. Just I just said shit. Um,
You do be doing that. That is, your ethos, if I've ever heard it.
yeah, yeah.
Source, I made it up.
Yeah.
We are back at it again with the disgusting takes. Bro, he was never gone. You know what I mean?
Oh my god. Anywho, bro, I can't believe this JJK chapter is going to have to make me like fucking actually praise Choso. Like I have to appreciate his character. I'm so absolutely disgusted.
Wait,
Um,
how would that work? Like, did Korra have a narrator? Am I tripping? Wait, you watch Korra, right?
yeah. What about
So,
it?
how do you introduce streams like Korra episodes?
How do I introduce streams like core
Read
episodes?
chat.
Oh, um, last time on fucking
That's a Dragon
the
Ball
honored
one.
ones. I mean, they do that in I remember that in original Avatar. I haven't watched Core in a long time. I don't remember how they introduced it, but
Previously
um,
on.
yeah, I was right. You fucking,
Oh,
correct me ever again. I'm fucking body slamming you. Um, I was gonna say, how do you like Choso did Kenjaku, but then I remembered like that shit did not. He Kenjaku like got him as like okay, he's completely fine. In a radio, you got a good radio voice, Creams. You got a good like announcer voice.
previously on Honored Ones. Not really. I don't really have the base for
Yeah,
it. Do you?
got you. Um, Previously on nah. I just don't got the fucking.
Yeah, bro. So,
I don't got the range.
yeah,
I don't got the
there's
range.
this like boom boom like aspect to like narrators' voices in anime and shit that's just like
Mm-hmm.
it hits fucking different. You know what I was thinking about the other day? So
Mm,
One Piece's anime actually has a narrator. It's used like sparingly for One Piece, so like about 50 episodes here or there,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
but it does not hit the same way as Hunter x Hunter's.
I mean, nothing about One Piece does, if we're being honest. Uh, yeah. But yeah, I think it takes a like a talented person, or I mean, just someone who does it professionally to like really get a good narrator voice. It's not something that I think you could just wing and be good at it. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. I was like, I tried it. I was like, nope, don't get the boom for it. But yeah, The Hunter x Hunter, like I will make fun of Hunter x Hunter for a lot of things, right? The narration, like at least the voice, solid, bro.
Yeah.
I definitely be feeling I definitely be feeling
Kurapika was
stressed
filled with
out.
an
Yeah,
immeasurable
bro.
sadness, bro. Oh,
That
God.
shit was hard, bro. Like I'm saying, bro, that was crazy.
That
The
was,
narrator went off.
bro, when narrators can like hit, they fucking hit. Like they elevate that shit so hard. I think like JJK, like there would definitely be a mood shift if like he kept the narrator from the manga because it would go a lot slower. You know what I mean? But like in a good way. Like in the same way that like Hunter x Hunter takes its like time with like certain elements in the story and like the narrator kind of fills in the gap. Like Mappa's adaptation is great. It's stellar, fucking perfect. I really don't have any notes, but I am going to say this, right? If they kept the narrator from the manga,
Bro.
it would literally
Bro.
it would be a different show. It would, the creep factor would just like the horror aspect of JJK would actually get elevated.
Chat, he got the engine started. Gege's biggest mistake is telling the staff he doesn't want a narrator. Gege, listen, I don't want to tell you how to write your story. I don't want to tell you how to have your story adapted. Move out of the way. All right. Clearly, you don't understand the gravity of the situation here. I need a narrator. I need Hunter x Hunter's narrator to come over here and talk to me about fucking Toji entering Megami and Dagon's domain battle. I need it.
Yes,
I need it.
bro.
It's necessary.
Dude, the sheer amount of legwork the narrator did for Gojo's fights in Shibuya were so. They were out of like they were like ethereal, right?
Oh,
where he's like they died at the hands of the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer. I was like, damn, bro.
Like, bro, you Gege, you understand impact. I need that in the anime, bro. And the fact that he's like, I don't want that. I'm like, I may hate you. Honestly, I don't know. I'm trying to decide.
Because for sometimes I wonder, right, for something like the Gojo thing, where the narrator's input is like so important. It's like huge for like the emphasis, the emotional impact of like everything going on in that scene. How the hell they're gonna adapt it with just Gojo, right? Because if you just take away the narration, right, Gojo is just carrying severed heads in silence, which is still hard, but like the narrator's contribution just like elevates it.
Yes, bro. I need, bro. I don't want any character that exists within the verse to be talking to me in certain moments, bro. Like when it's like Yuji reached his limit a long time ago, bro. I simply need a professional. I need a professional. Right? Which it's crazy to imply that like the actual voice actors for the characters aren't professionals, but I need a professional suited for narration.
Yeah, like you want somebody that's gonna give you like the same chills you got reading the manga.
Yes, bro. You could do more, to be honest. Like there's that level of potential there.
Yeah, 100%. I think there's a lot of series that like, okay, specifically with series that like have an element of horror to them. I think it goes a long fucking way to have a narrator because it just, especially one that sounds like the Hunter x Hunter one, like the guy they got for the English dub, right? It was like booming. It was like this guy was just like the word of God. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like a sad God looking upon his own world.
He's like, bro, another narrator that killed it every time. Dragon Ball's narrator.
Oh yes,
dude, he was in his bag. He was always locked in, bro.
He was like,
always,
this shit is going crazy, bro. You'd have to be a complete fucking moron to miss this.
Previously on Dragon Ball Z, it's like, bro, well, hold on.
He's like, bro, it's like he's the biggest Dragon Ball fan. I'm just here like to watch him talk about it.
Yeah, bro. Man, narrators can really elevate. Change your mind.
Hey,
but yeah.
Funky Monk, thank you for the $2. I'm gonna need a narrator to call Maki a war god. Oh god, bro. Dude. All the fuck. Now you got me thinking about every single panel, every line like the narrator says that accompanies like an insane moment in the manga that is just never gonna happen in the anime. Like, oh my god.
What about Yuta, bro? A sorcerer second only to Gojo,
a prodigy.
No, bro. Nah, because there's nobody in the series that exists that can say that shit as hard as a professional narrator, bro. It's just not possible.
It's so like you know what's crazy? The difference between JJK with a narrator and without a narrator in the anime would be like the difference between like a hardcore like rock battle shonen where it's like like you know the music for JJK. It's like
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
right, and then it's like da, 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 da. It's like this
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah,
yeah, bro.
it like changes the entire like feeling of the
The
work, man.
vibe,
Yeah,
the whole vibe just changes, bro.
it's
Like,
and you add that
oof.
shit with like nice like music, like Hunter x Hunter's music, right? Is so iconic because like each character has like their own little thing. Like
Mhm.
Hisoka has the what do you call it, the
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and like carnival music, but like everything else about the world is like Dark Continent. It's like not Dark Continent. Fuck me, York New City. It's like like there's this
Yeah,
like
each has
yeah.
its like vibe. That's why Bleach OSTs go so hard too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when they entered Waco Mundo and they started playing some like fucking Spanish music, I was like, bro,
Yes, bro, it
chill, chill,
adds
chill, chill,
so
chill,
much,
chill.
bro. And it's like
Man, bro, yeah.
has Thousand Year Blood War added like more German sounding music, but like because like I think that would like elevate it in like a big way, right? To like add to the Quincy's like imposing
Yeah, like
nature,
their
especially
aesthetic,
when they
yeah.
raid Soul
Like the
Society.
first invasion,
Yeah,
yeah. Bro, I'd have to listen like with that because I'm just like I'm just like absorbed in like what I'm looking at. I'd have to like go back and listen to it intentionally. Another scene, bro, like when Gojo's like he remembered 3 years of his youth, right? And then
yeah,
it was like even if it was just for an instant, for Satoru Gojo, 1 minute had already passed. I was like, bro, stop. If bro, bro, I don't want fucking Kenjaku saying that shit. No,
like it's
I
bro.
need a
That is like
narrator.
bro. That is the definition of like a consolation, and it's like bro, you are. This is okay. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like simply put,
Mhm.
like what are you doing,
That's what
Gege?
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I honestly, and the thing is, I'm like, dude, Gigi, the narrations go so. It's not like they were a mistake. They go hard, bro. Those are like some of the hardest lines in the series come from a narrator. Let's. You were cooking.
Bro, what
Yeah.
narration would let us know too much about the ending. To me, no narration means no character knows everything, and Gege ain't willing to disembody an omniscient one. Okay, but like, there's a narrator in the manga though. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like the same scenes, and it's like when we see the narrator in the manga, it's not like we say, "Oh shit, this is well, fuck, I can't read JJK anymore. It's all spoiled."
Yeah.
You would just be adapting the narration that happens in the manga in the anime, right?
Yeah, and I think even okay, so like let's remove the fact that narration just objectively goes hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even from like a practicality standpoint, there are a lot of things that like an individual character could not know that like need an omniscient or nigh omniscient person to say that shit. Like Toji coming back, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
No character alive, hell, or even dead, right, knows how he came back like that. You know what I mean?
Nobody.
Like it's the mix of like his body having no cursed energy, Granny Ogami's like technique going haywire because of his soul, her grandchild not using up cursed energy, right? And like him fighting on instinct, right? Nobody knows that shit.
Bro,
Like I like even if we ignore the fact that like a narrator would objectively make that one of the hardest scenes I've ever witnessed in my life, right?
mm-hmm.
It's almost like in order to convey that information, we need somebody who has like the objective truth of the world. You know what I mean?
100%. And also, one of the craziest things to like elevate JJK specifically is the fact that like those off-screen explanations like from the narrator are like so important for helping us understand the fucking series
Yeah.
because you would not be able to like have certain things like go like you said Toji's resurrection be like you would just not be able
Mhm.
to piece that together from like his heavenly restriction and everything like maybe from that line where he says I guess my body is special. It's like, you know, assuming they do Gojo's past arc first to like, you
Mhm.
know, explain the heavenly restriction, but even like there's so many parts of like narration that like actually intersect that it's like, bro, you need a character, you need to add a line, you need to add a scene. There's no like non-artificial way to make up for the narrator's absence in things that are
Yeah.
like a bit exposition-y, but like in a good way where like you need to explain
Mhm.
these facts of the world and you need to explain
Mhm.
how they like connect, or if they come back later and they add on, it's like, bro, well, we had a narrator. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah. And some of it just like it works too. Like for example, when Toji's beating the shit out of Dagon, right? And he's like, and we get like Playful Cloud is like the only special grade not imbued with a special grade curse tool not imbued with a technique. It's like pure and solid power. That's why its strength
Bro,
depends on the
a
wielder.
lot of the
Nobody would think
coldest
that in
lines
that
in
moment. Yeah,
JJK are also from the narration. Like,
that's what I'm
his
saying.
sheer lethality. Oh my god, bro. That.
Like, bro, yes, like it's. My God, bro. Like nobody. The thing is, it's like nobody would think
says that. Yeah,
either.
right.
Yeah,
Like, bro, just say the fucking thing. It goes so hard, bro.
it only makes sense for somebody that like knows everything or is trying to convey information to us to say that, right? Like, because the only person that would know any of that stuff would be like Dido, right, the swordsman.
Right.
But he would like he refers to himself like he gives his own backstory, right, without saying it.
The
It's like
sparks of
nobody
Bach
would.
do not know who
Yeah.
to bless. Do not choose who to bless.
Oh
Oh my god, bro.
my
There's so
God.
much. Oh my god.
Bro. When Yuji's just fucking shaking, it's like Yuji Itadori had reached his limit a long time ago, and I was like, oh no, no. Keep that, bro.
A
I
hundred,
some of the
dude.
some of the shit I need, like some narration, I could be like,
Oh, they're
I mean,
bringing
I
out
don't know.
120% of their own potential. Oh my god, dude! It's like one of the most important moments of the. Dude.
Bro, however, just
Yes.
however, just the word however, I get goosebumps. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
no. No, I'm shaking. I'm like, no. No.
Dude,
Yeah,
there's
bro. Some of it
so many lines that are just like the narrator being fucking ice cold, dude.
yeah.
Oh, by the way, guys,
Yeah.
Cheese makes a point. Like the stream. Thank you,
For
Cheese.
sure.
Appreciate it.
One thing that I feel like the wool got pulled over a lot of people's eyes, right? Because it's a really cool narration moment where it's in the Yuji and Nobara versus Esa and Kechizi moment. It gets complemented by music, which I think is why like a lot of like manga readers didn't really like make a fuss about it because it's like the rock where it's like dun 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 dun
Dun
dun,
dun
and then they
dun.
both
Yeah.
hit the black. That goes hard, right?
Right.
But the narration when it's talking about like
Bro,
Yuji
that's
has
the
like a
shit,
resistance to all toxins,
Sins,
like
bro.
if
But that
there's
was
only
like
pain.
they
Yeah.
literally made it like they made Nobara say that, right? Which is like,
Yeah.
bro. So clearly, you still fucking need it. Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you do need like you cannot move without this, right? This not only does this retroactively make something as small as like Yuji dealing with Junpei make sense, right? But it also makes this possible. It makes his later interaction with Choso possible, right? If we don't know this information, it makes the story confusing. It needs to get conveyed, and it's like when part of it, like the thing where like it's like Kugasaki's focus is so intense that she didn't notice the danger approaching her from the rear. Like that shit that just doesn't get said, right? That's just the music. And then it's like, bro, he possesses physical prowess and a fighting sense greater than that of Maki Zenin, and he was given the power of curses. The man chosen by the Black Sparks. Bro, what? You were telling like, okay, the music went hard, right? Really hard. So that's why I'm not that particular thing does not have me pissed. But you can't there's no you can't replace it with music for Toji. You can't replace it with music for Gojo. You can't like some of the shit it's just man, it's gotta be said by a narrator.
It just gotta be like the narration in JJK is like responsible for some of the most important world building moments, character moments, hype moments. Like,
Yeah.
it is. To me, it is a miracle that the JJK anime is even good, despite them taking away what is, in my opinion, like an essential fucking piece of the puzzle.
That you know what it is? You know what it is, right? What season 1 is covered is where the narration is the least amount, right? The test of how much we're going to enjoy it, I think, is going to be like Shibuya. Because Shibuya is where you have the Toji bars, you have Gojo bars, you have Yuji ones, you have like all this shit, right? Like even something as simple as like projection sorcery, right? The projection sorcery line didn't go that hard. Well, the part where he's like, you know, he was the fastest, second only to Gojo when he had 2 arms, and then he gets burned by Jogo. That's cool, right? But the entire thing is more like expository. We need to know this because we need to know how the technique works, right? But who's gonna Nobita's gonna explain it to us? Like,
yeah, it's just like he might have to be the best voice actor. Like he would have to be like a narrator, like prior to that. You know what I mean?
And it's also like it also feels clunky. Like, why would Nobito be thinking about how his technique works? It doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, he knows that, right? And he's not telling anybody. He like this is just internal shit. I'm like, ugh. The
Dude,
narrator should be was putting up Wilt Chamberlain type number, bro, 100 points a game type shit. Yeah, we just eat like it's just the narrator is a mix of necessary and cool, and
you know
I
it's
just think
bro,
yeah
it's interesting, right? There's this like common phrase that's like show don't tell, and it's like I have a rebuttal, right? I agree, but I
mm,
have an addition, an addendum, right?
hmm
You can do both.
yeah tell and show like
Yeah,
some things need to be told right
like
some things simply cannot be shown like when it comes to like a character's like attitude or things like that sometimes a lot of the times those can be shown right you can show it in the way you draw them and shit like that right but some of the things they need to be told right
mhm.
especially when you get technical like with Gege like projection sorcery isn't something you can just show us and we
It,
understand you know what I
or
mean
God forbid, like Hakari's technique, or
yeah like
what's her
bro just
name,
show us like what are we
Kurara's
talking about
technique,
yeah
bro. Even Nabito's technique, right? Like I think you said that, right?
hmm
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like those three just immediately come to mind as some of like the most like text heavy
yeah
explanations, and it's like sure you can show them, but unless the person speaking has like a working understanding of animation, or alternatively you want to deliver the exposition through one of the characters, in which case for projection sorcery you don't need a narrator, because
yeah
Nabito never shuts the fuck up about it. he's like
yeah
he's like, bro, have you ever heard of 24 seconds of
yeah
animation? Like, bro,
yeah
dork, oh my god, like,
bro was like nah this shit goes hard bro
dude.
back in my day when I first saw this shit bro I was like that's gotta be my
Bro,
technique
and you know what I
that's gotta
fucking
be
love, dude? The sheer hypocrisy of the higher ups to like hate like new age curse techniques and have some shit like projection sorcery or being a fucking amp to an electric guitar. I'm like, y'all are just old
you
people of
know
like the current day, bro.
You know what's funny?
Oh,
Yeah, bro. It's interesting. I'd actually like for like a while ago tweeted out something about that, and that caused me to look up like when was like the first electric guitar made. And it was like the 30s or some shit, right? And like animation obviously
but like
dates
they're not
back a
that
couple like
old.
several decades. Yeah, they're not that old. I think what it is just like now they also want simple shit, which is but I'm like, dude, Nobito's technique is like not it's simple, I guess, in concept, but in terms of like what it can do is just like it gets a bit complex. And one scene I just love. This has nothing to do with narration. I just like this scene character wise. Is Naobito like trying to explain like animation and Dagon
Yeah,
being like, dude, my name is not Curse Spirit, and them
right.
shouting past each other. He's like, we all bear names, and he's like, don't you fight it? So I'm like, bro,
It's like,
Dragon is
bro,
screaming about like how Curse Spirits don't
don't
have
have
an
any.
identity,
Yeah,
and you're like, but
but
animation
narration
is
now,
crazy.
bro. I just, bro, you fucking dork. Just like ask Disney for a job. Then what are you doing as a jujutsu sorcerer? Like shit.
Yeah.
And bro, okay, listen. There's like so many like parts of like the JJK canon or whatever that I want to see addressed, if for no other reason than to like just see it, right? Like Gojo killing the higher ups, right? It's on my bucket list as like one of the things like I want to see, but like will probably never happen. Although got my fingers crossed. I'm hopeful. I'm praying that it'll happen. But like, I just want to see like if Gege was like, listen, bro, a one shot where Gojo kills Gakuganji, but it's like $20, I'm buying it. like,
Yes, bro. What do you mean? $30, bro.
like
Okay.
yeah,
And
bro. Like you misunderstand Gege, right? You did too good a job at making a character that I despise. Like you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
the shit he did to
Yeah.
Yaga was just grimy. I fucking hated
Very,
that. Yeah.
very. And okay, somebody brought up a good point with the projection sources thing, right?
Mm.
I mean, you could have someone like now you do it, but to me that's also weird. It's like why are you introducing like from an anime viewer's point of view, you are introducing a wholly irrelevant character to explain some shit. I don't know, man. It's like
Yeah, because it's like, okay, so this character is just like so fucking good at like understanding and being introspective and like having this concept of cursed energy. Like, I'll put it to you this way, right? If there was a exposition given for Black Flash or Yuji being chosen by the Black Sparks or whatever,
mhm.
it can only be done by a character who has like the credentials to make that claim, right?
Yeah.
And like, I, are you gonna make Choso the narrator? Not Choso. Are you gonna make fucking Toto the narrator?
Oh, another thing. Oh, yeah, that is also like, Toto. I mean, we can maybe assume Toto would hit it before. I guess it's
Well,
fine,
no, I
whatever.
mean Toto's
But
hit
like,
Black Flashes, right? That's how it's
well,
like implied how he's like elevated as a
yeah.
sorcerer, right?
It's just like, are you him? Are you like the Black Flash guy? I don't know. Another thing, right?
Mhm.
Just something as simple as like, I don't know, man. It's just like,
Bro, Like, okay, so I keep seeing this thing in chat where people are referring to the Honored One Sukuna scene. So, first of all, they changed the line in the anime dub.
Yeah.
So A, Nanami's saying the line, and B, he doesn't call him the Honored One. He says there's no one more prideful
Like,
or
yeah.
more conceited.
Hmm.
Only he cares only by his own. He's only guided by his own pleasure and displeasure. Right? Still a
Hmm.
hard line. Still cool. Still epic.
Yeah.
You know, very awesome when Yuji broke in. However, the Honored One has a specific connotation, right?
Yep.
And it's not from Nanami in the thing, so it's like, is it actually Nanami? Like okay, if you're the animation studio, right? The author comes to you and he's like, hey, no narrator, right? But like the lines are like so essential, like you fall, you're perplexed with like how to work around this obstacle, right? So you're like, okay, we'll just substitute characters, monologues for the narrations. It'll be fine. Cool.
Hmm.
However, the thing about it is, Nanami shouldn't know that about Sukuna. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
like all respect to Nanami,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
It is
No, for
so
sure.
above his pay grade that like you know how you say Megami gets perception blitzed by
Yeah.
Toji and Sukuna, so like
Yeah.
to
Why are
him
you
they might as
talking?
well
Why
be
are
the
you
same, right?
spitting?
It's
Yeah.
like I kind of get that with Nanami. It's like, bro, you
Bro, Mahito should be like that to
yeah,
you.
right? Come on, bro. Let's be
Like,
real.
what? Yeah, come on. Like, let's be honest, right? Let's not lie. You don't know what you're talking about. And also like switching. I don't know, man. It's not horrible, but it's just there's such a high ceiling for how cool these things can be. And to me, what's interesting about that, like something as small as the narrator saying he is the honored one, right? Is like a
Yeah, I
okay,
mean,
that's
granted, okay,
interesting
like if you
information.
were to give me both scenes in the manga and be like, which one goes harder? Gojo, obviously, right? Gojo's thing is like iconic, honored ones. That's what we named our
Hmm.
fucking podcast after, right? It's epic, right?
Hmm.
However, the Sukuna honored one thing, it's even more muddied now because of the anime. Because like, there's a large chunk of the fan base that sure is anime only, and all due respect to them, the anime slaps. It's worth waiting for, but like, it causes this like dissonance of like essentially creating a different universe for JJK. Like as dumb as that sounds, like it's almost
Yeah,
like
like a slightly altered. Yeah, no,
yeah,
I get what you mean. I get what you mean. Like a slightly because like a lot of anime do that where the canon is slightly altered. Like certain events take longer, shorter, blah blah blah. Yeah, that makes sense. Um,
um okay, but Gojo put Nanami in charge of babysitting Sukuna's vessel. You don't think maybe he debriefed him on what Sukuna was? So okay, I have a counter to this, but it's not like a strong one. Gojo put Nanami in charge of training a next generation like sorcerer, like just a student. You know what I mean? Because that
mhm.
like Gojo's whole thing is like he understands that Yuji's the one in control, like of like when Sukuna comes out, like short of like being force fed fingers, right? So
Mhm.
he can tell Nanami, hey, this is Sukuna's vessel, and they might know Sukuna from legend or whatever, but like the finer details about like Sukuna's cursed energy reserves, his technique, all that shit is like it is so beyond the scope of what Nanami's even able to like deal with, let alone comprehend, that there's no merit in doing so, and there's also no
Mhm.
merit because like it just probably won't come up. Like
Yeah, my counter, quote unquote, like my opposition to that, like I mean, even if we say like, yeah, I mean, it's fair to say, yeah, watch out for Sukuna. This, do not let that guy come out. He will kill you, right? Fair, right? But my thing is, no, this may be a hot take. I don't think Gojo knows as much about Sukuna as he thinks he does. I think
yeah,
Sukuna's like arrogance is something that is probably like known to him because he saw it once, but I don't think he would go so far as to like think
yeah, and I
only
mean
his
juries.
pleasure and displeasure exist and
Exactly,
shit
right?
like that.
Like I don't think Gojo can make that assessment like as a reliable narrator, let alone Nanami, right? It's like Gojo would probably just, assuming just, being a little charitable here to Gojo,
Mhm.
he would be able to see Sukuna's technique, right? Six eyes.
Mhm.
I wouldn't be surprised if he like if from the first encounter he was just like, oh okay, this is it. Okay, I get it. Like I get it.
Interesting,
Right.
like kind of
It
lame, but whatever.
yeah, it's like oh like I could see how this would be a problem for somebody else, right? But like
Yeah.
they're not me, so no sweat.
Hmm.
But like Nanami, it's like I'm fighting for my fucking life, bro. Like it's like, oh, don't let him come out. Okay, how?
Yeah, you just gotta at that point you gotta kill Yuji. Like
right?
that's your only
But like
option.
you have like point 0.1 seconds before the transformation takes hold, and it's like, bro, there's this like instant, right? Like this point millisecond occurrence where like Sukuna has enough control of Yuji's motor functions to now have Sukuna level reaction time and shit. And at that point, it's like, bro, you were
It's
just like
out.
half a
Well,
step too
yeah,
slow. You're
you
dead.
lost. You
Yeah,
lost. It's over for you.
and especially if you're Nanami, bro, like one finger Sukuna would kill you.
Yeah. Um, and the thing is, it's also to me it just loses some of its it loses some of its impact because for a narrator to say he alone is the honored one, right? When Gojo is assumably in his peak, is like, oh, that that holds weight,
Yeah,
right? Because it's not a person's opinion, right? When Gojo calls himself the honored one, it means a lot, but at the end of the day, it's Gojo's take on himself, right? But
yeah,
for a narrator, for like someone who we're supposed to think is like an arbiter of truth, to say he alone is the honored one, I'm like, well, hold on now, right? Now we're getting a little it's getting a little spicy, you know what I mean? Like it's getting a little interesting
yeah.
because it implies that like Sukuna's like capacity is higher than that of Gojo's. And like to me that makes like sort of their back and forth so interesting because it's like, oh, there's a lot of narrative shit for both of them, but some of that gets lost if someone like Nanami says that. Like, okay, like sure, not even if Nanami says he alone is the honored one, right? It's like cool, but that's Nanami's opinion, right? I
Bro,
don't give a fuck. Like, I don't know.
it's interesting that you bring up like JJK power scaling in terms of Sukuna fingers because it was like a fucking moment of clarity when I was watching yours and Noop's collab last night, bro.
Mm,
Okay, so when you say a character has this many Sukuna fingers in strength, you're not
mm.
actually saying they are as strong as Sukuna in this state. You're just saying like relative to cursed energy amounts, it is this much, right? But as far as like quality of techniques is concerned, Sukuna with that many fingers is different than somebody who has who is on the
That
level
level
of
of
that
energy.
person with Sukuna fingers, right? So Jogo being 8 or 9 Sukuna fingers does not mean Sukuna with 8 or 9 fingers is a fair fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's an assessment of like raw cursed energy and shit like
Exactly,
that.
right. So it's interesting because like this creates like a kind of a subscale where I'm like, okay, if you're on the level of like 8 or 9 Sukuna fingers, that means it takes 2 to 3 for Sukuna to like to have of his own power to like have a decent fight with you,
Yeah,
right?
it's like unless you get like a more direct comparison, like where Sukuna says if he had fought Mahoraga when he was at three fingers, he might have
Right.
lost, right? Like that is a comparison not of curse energy, but of if we
The,
fought
yeah,
at this
of
time.
Sukuna's like being the
Yeah,
fighter exclusively, right?
yeah.
So it's like, okay, if Jogo, a person who is stated to be like larger than 3 finger Sukuna, like cursed energy wise, was to fight Mahoraga, I think it would end just as badly for Jogo.
Like Mahoraga versus Jogo.
Yeah,
Dude, dude, I feel so bad for Jogo anytime we put him
yeah.
into like
Because he keeps
he's
getting
like
bro the worst matchups imaginable. This guy is
like
just his luck is so dog shit at picking opponents. Like it borders on bullying.
no, get hit him. But yeah, it's just it's just yeah, I don't know, man. Also, somebody said three finger Sukuna clears 99% of the verse, and I'm so mad that that's true.
It really is.
It's so disgusting
Bro,
of like an idea.
bro, Sukuna is just that guy. You remember? I think it was last episode of the episode before. I was like, oh, people don't know how to scale Gojo.
Mhm.
There's something similar with Sukuna, but I'm not as scrutinous about it because like it is a lot more ambiguous, right? One sec.
Yeah, yeah. Sukuna scaling is interesting. I've seen like you always see people on each side. Sukuna wins, Gojo wins. It's close. One dominates, the other
Right.
dominates,
But like
right?
I think the most fun you can have as a JJK power scaler, don't scale anybody to Sukuna or Gojo. Just don't do it. Like use them as a bar for like different character strength to be like, oh yeah, they're X amount of fingers strong, blah blah blah, right? But if you're having them in like a competition, it's always going to be like, okay, does Gojo want to win instantly, or like does he want to have fun with it, right? In which case, either way, Gojo wins, right? And then it's like, okay, you're fighting Sukuna. How many fingers? Okay, does he feel like using his domain?
Yeah,
Like,
the domain it's problematic. It's an issue.
right? So it's like
Um,
for me, if you're like Kashima versus Ishigori, I'm like, dude, that is the pinnacle, the fucking peak of like fun, like JJK versus battles. Right,
yeah,
that's hype that can go back and forth. Like neither party is like so disgustingly overpowered that it's like goes one way or the other, and like like a
Mm,
cold water on this conversation way.
yeah, it's like a no, I can't entertain that. Yeah, I think like we'll see with next chapter, right? And I
Hmm?
think this might be a good way to segue into it. But like Kenjaku actually might soon be entering. We'll see, right? Kenjaku might soon be entering that sort
Yeah,
of
he's definitely
like,
like
oh, it's
that
not fun
line
to discuss
between
him.
like the Sukuna Gojo level of like power and like where Yuta and Kashimo and them are in power. Like he's like a weird like in between.
Yeah, so I'm definitely like can depending on like what Kenjaku's potential ability is, depending on how he goes against Yuki, he might be one of those people where it's just like no, no, you kind of just segment him and like yeah, no, we you don't really discuss him fighting one person at a time and be like, is this a fun fight? You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, Tengen as a narrator would be cool. I don't know if it'd be cool because Tengen is. I think it's like the whole thing is like he's implied to be a very unreliable narrator. Whether that's intentionally, maliciously, kind of up in the air right now. But generally,
Hmm.
it's like he's not to be trusted.
Hmm. Yeah. Um, yeah.
Now I'm
Wait, now
curious,
I'm
could
curious.
Ishigori tank a lightning bolt from Kashi? That's what I'm saying, bro. See how fun that is, like a genuinely fun like back and forth to have because it's like, well, how many of the Granite Blast can Kashimo tank?
Yeah, it's like what do you think that is? Like, does the lightning bolt like get around his like really absurd like durability because it seems to
Yeah.
like explode or like,
Bro,
whatever,
like
whatever. So, yeah, it's
I would say like
interesting.
the top 5 most fun characters in JJK to like put up in fights are in no particular order: Yuta, Kenjaku slash Geto,
Hmm.
Maki and Toji,
Yeah.
Kashimo and Ishigori, and Megumi and Yuji. But like
Dude, Mega
I
Man Yuji
group
is such a
them.
fun.
Yeah,
It's such a
bro. I
fucking. It's
know
like,
you're out here like bullying them. Apparently, you know you
uh,
putting them up
yeah,
against fucking gods.
yeah, bro. It's fun. Like, bro, listen. Somebody actually asked me, like, bro, why did you make this a short? I'm like, bro, I just want to talk about Kashimo. Or
Like
like,
yeah, like I just want to gas
I,
Kashimo. He is that
like,
guy.
yeah, he's just fun to talk about. Mahoraga full Takari. Those fights are interesting
Yeah,
because,
yeah, the technical
yeah,
aspect, bro. But it's like, you see
but
how like,
Hikari's getting washed.
yeah, but
I'm
like,
gonna tell you that right now.
bro, but like, imagine if I said Hikari versus Sukuna, right? It's like, oh well, like it just deflates
Yeah,
the fucking like hype.
it's like okay. I mean, yeah, Sukuna
Is
wins.
he on a roll? Oh yeah,
Um,
Sukuna wins slightly long, like after a slightly longer time. I don't know, like after the 4 minutes are up.
yeah, Gojo versus Mahoraga is arguably a good fight.
No.
Uh,
Okay.
like there are certain circumstances in which Gojo could fuck himself over. I'll say that.
Yeah, but
Like Gojo could lock himself out of a win.
like the
Um,
only situation where Gojo would need to lose is if he does if he makes every single wrong decision in a row. Like oh yeah, let me carefully hit him with my same like 4 moves, but like at
yeah, yeah,
different
yeah,
levels
yeah.
of power, so he gets like so it like builds his resistance slowly, and then let me do a point second domain to like get him assimilated to that, bro. I like
Yeah, so I think it depends on your interpretation of how the Sukuna versus like Mahoraga fight went, right? When Sukuna's like if he just adapted to cleave or dismantle, whichever one, right? If he's like then that's fine. But if he adapted to all slashing techniques,
it would be a
right?
problem, yeah.
Yeah. And
But
that's
like
when
he
he then
didn't.
shoots the
He
fireball.
clearly
Yeah.
fucking didn't.
Yeah,
Like
it's like that's why he shoots the fire. He's like, oh, okay, yeah, I gotta get rid of him. Like, I don't want him to adapt to both,
yeah.
right? So if you think like, okay, let's say he uses like red, right? Because I don't think red's killing Mahoraga. Because Toji took it and like had like a little blood, and Jogo took it and was like, okay, right? Mahoraga's probably getting hit and like, okay, now you're immune to red. Blue is like less powerful than red, whatever. Purple could kill him, but Gojo would have to try to like Gojo like
He would need to pay
after
attention. Like
yeah,
Mahoraga
he
is
can't.
not a
Yeah,
opponent you can take your hands off the wheel for.
yeah, you can't Hanami the shit. You can't be like,
Yeah.
oh, I maybe I killed him. No, 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 Gojo, kill him right now. Like, because because it's like, yeah, nah, you gotta kill him.
Right.
You gotta kill him. Yeah,
Like I think Mahoraga fights are interesting because you're kind of asking inherently, well, does the opponent have enough varying techniques where
yeah,
he yeah,
or are they the type of person to kill something in one attack? Like
exactly.
Yuta might be kind of like
He
if
can go back and
Mahoraga was
forth.
in the Culling
See,
games, right?
Yuta can go back and
Yeah,
forth because he has as much variety as Sukuna,
yeah,
like potentially even right to go beyond
yeah.
that. But then there's also the fact that like somebody, unfortunately, I'm gonna say it, like Hakari can't do it.
No, no,
Can
yeah.
never do
His
it.
his
Yeah,
attacks are punch. Like Hakari, I'm trying to think. Like,
it's like
unless
punch
you think
harder
Hakari can
punch,
one shot him
right?
in his like on a roll form,
Yeah.
he will lose.
But like
It
Hakari
just
is like the
doesn't work.
worst possible matchup because Hakari is also one of those people that like also progresses in power as the fight goes on, and that is the
Yeah.
worst kind of opponent for Mahoraga because he's just going to be
Yeah.
better than you at it every single time.
He's like, damn, bro, I'm getting stronger, getting strong. Oh, he seems to be growing with me.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh no, he he
yeah,
he just slapped me. Okay, I'm gonna die. Like man,
yeah,
so like I think there's like a comfortable realm of like there's this Venn diagram I have in my head, right? It's like strong characters, like technical characters, and there's like a third circle that's like fun fights, right? And in
yeah.
that like little in between is like I said, right, the 5 to 7 characters I named earlier,
Hmm.
but like only with each other basically.
Yeah, yeah. People are going back and forth about like Jogo tanking red, like whether or not he did it with no damage. First of all, Yuta didn't take Granite Blast either. Like he
Yeah.
took his entire like every time he got hit with it, his skin would like just fucking burn off.
Yeah.
Right? Like Ishiguro even says every time he used it, he was using reverse curse technique.
And also, much to Jogo's sorry, how do I say this? Despite Jogo's best efforts, he is still a strong character,
Yeah,
right?
it's not like he got the okay. Yeah, did he get hit with red with and take no damage? No, right? But like the extent of his damage was like bleeding on his head. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right.
Like he
But
comes out of it, he's like, yeah,
but like that would wipe out like the special grade curse from what's it called?
like
The
a
Juvenile
finger bear or
Center?
whatever the
Yeah.
fuck. Yeah,
It's just like I said, despite Jogo trying his fucking best to preach otherwise, he is actually a strong competitor.
despite his best efforts, right, of
Yeah.
going up against like as strong people as possible. Like Jogo was like the epitome of like us pitting
Pathetic,
any
yeah.
character. Oh, please. That's crazy. I was gonna say pitting like a non-Sukuna or Gojo character against Sukuna or Gojo. like
Yeah.
like this is about what you could expect.
Literally, dude, it is like
With varying difficulty, maybe.
dude, Jogo is such a jobber sometimes that it's like show me. I think I wish he like I almost wish he killed all 3 people after the he's on an entirely different level from Dagon line because like
Yeah.
bro, Dagon did so much more damage than Jogo.
Bro, listen. I think I
Like okay, Maki's burns notwithstanding, but like come on, bro. Come
nah.
on.
I'm a step up for Jogo. Jogo like Jogo put him in a fucking listen. Dagon was not running up to Nanami or Maki so fast that they couldn't get a word out.
I get
Right?
that, but
Dagon wasn't like that.
Dagon like okay, the damage he did to Nanami alone, a
In,
brisk like wind breeze should have killed Nanami, but Jogo's fire wasn't, and he had to get like neg diffed by Mahito already in that state to finally die, and it just to me it's like, bro, Jogo, you are, fuck, dude. You know what I mean?
Nah, bro. I gotta defend it because because outside of a domain, Dagon didn't hurt anybody. Right? He doesn't do anything. He almost kills Maki, but Nobito comes in and can fix that or like stops that from happening. Right? Nanami's completely fine. Nobito's completely fine. Whatever. And Jogo just walks up, points his finger, boom, boom, boom. Right? And they're like incapacitated. Like Nanami was standing. Right? Nobito actually dies. Maki can't do shit. Like Maki comes out of the domain with 0 damage and leaves Shibuya in a fucking like barely alive, like as a piece of toast. You know what I mean? Nobito actually just died. I don't know. Like I'm like to me like that is more of a display of Jogo's like arrogance than it is like you're a weak person type of thing. Because the reason I look at that is like, bro, Jogo output like way more fire in his fight with Gojo than he ever does here. You know, like just that one blast that goes into the forest where like that fucking volcano pops up next to Gojo and it like rips through the forest or whatever the fuck. I'm like, bro, you pull that out, they're done. Like they're ashes. Or got joke, dude. Jogo putting them in a domain would have been so fucking disgusting.
It would have it would have been excessive, yeah. But like he should have done it.
Nah, bro, man, I would, I know like. Gege not making Jogo and Sukuna into a domain battle makes sense, right? Because you want to keep that
You're
reveal
never
of like what that does.
right.
I personally think it's like you want to keep the reveal of like how a barriered and a non-barrier domain interact.
Right.
Like you want to keep that secret. But dude, I would have fucking loved to see Jogo like be like
Yeah,
again, like my domain, like
dude.
the peak that I have gets overpowered again.
But you know what's crazy? Like in retrospect, when you find out like the particularities about Sukuna's domain, you're like, I get it. Okay. Like
Yeah.
I finally I see why, he's so fucking hard to beat because dog. He literally will always win in a situation like in a battle of domains.
Yeah. Bro, like when the narrator is saying like, bro, everybody else is painting on a canvas, you're painting on
Air.
air.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, come on. Like, do you know the what you just said? Like,
Like
that's
do you think domains scale to like relative cursed energy amounts? Like do you think the domain expansion for like 2 finger Sukuna is like relative to like 20 finger Sukuna, or do you think it's just like base?
so
Because he was
I think it's
actively hold on, he was actively trying to regulate with the finger bearer curse because he was like, oh, I meant to cut you in 3, and that was still
yeah,
like 5 cuts, right? So
yeah,
clearly there like he can adjust the scale, but it's like,
yeah,
does the ceiling change per finger?
yeah. So you would probably say that I think because like if he adjusts his curse energy to cut through a thing, right? It'd be crazy if as 2 finger Sukuna he can cut through anything, right? The same like that would be wild. There would be no reason for him to gain more fingers almost at that point, right? Just
Mm-hmm.
domain, you die. By the way, it's wild that Sukuna's he's just like, yeah, I just adjust the power of it depending on your toughness.
Right.
Fuck you?
Yeah,
Like, what
like,
do you
dude,
like? But that's not fair.
I finally realized like it really isn't like necessarily the hacks. It isn't the cursed energy reserves. There's something about Sukuna and Gojo that I've been having trouble identifying like what the like the common denominator is, right? And Gege calls it a calamity. I call it the I wanna win button, right? Where it's like every fight you have is basically as long as your discretion allows, where you can just end it whenever, but you just kind of want to see what they're made of. But it's like, if I don't want to lose, I don't want to lose.
Yeah, bro. Nah, so picking up Jogo by the hood and being like, "You can keep going," like, bro, no, I can't. I'm
It's like,
done.
dude, the moonlight's illumination makes it easier to see just how pathetic you are. That doesn't.
Yeah,
That's in my top 5 JJK lines.
bro, that's
Dude,
just
we
so
gotta make that
cold.
video. We gotta make that video.
That's yeah, you spin. That's just so cold.
But yeah, like literally, like can you like? I think that's what Yuta's missing. I think he's missing an I want to win button.
You think so?
Yeah. Okay.
Like that?
He
I
does.
think Rika's that button.
I think it's like, okay, it's time to get serious button. So yeah, I think
Ah,
like, okay. Rika is okay. I'm done playing around. You're like, I am going to like beat you now, but it's not I want to win. It's like you have to like if you've been having me on the ropes this time, prepare to fight for your life. Like prepare to go on the defensive. Right? It's that one like thin line just below that I want to win button.
I don't know. Maybe I could see it. I could see it, right? But the reason I say Rika is that button is because like Ishigori and Uro, when they do like the triple domain, right? They're like, okay, we gotta finish this quick. If we can't have Rika interfere, you know what I mean? Like their whole purpose is like they knock her as far away from them as possible, and they're like, okay, domain, gotta kill him before Rika
Okay.
got like,
But it's like,
I don't know.
how is it? Rika was still boxing with them. Like she was still like fucking them up, and like Yuta himself was like actively like he was scrapping with them, right? Like with Gojo and Sukuna, right? Their domains and also Gojo's purple, they are literally like it, right? There is no like back and forth. There is no like. Sure, you could be like, oh, the chances of survival are like 0 at the end of the day, right? But there's something just so like final about Sukuna's domain and Gojo's final abilities that are just like definitive. Like they are the end of the fight, right? Like once they use these abilities, right, they have won the fight. The fight is over, and like that's it.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. I feel like if I'm gonna be honest, right, I think it's more so than Yuta lacking a I want to win button. I think it's him lacking that like I want to win mentality. Because like one example,
sure,
right?
yeah, I mean, everybody points that
Yeah,
out with him. Like, bro,
yeah,
Yuta, like, you can be that guy more if you just
yeah.
like unleash the dog, bro. Let him out of the kennel.
Like, bro, literally could have like. Granted, no, him not doing this led to one of his coolest moments, right? Where he's like just this
Just
once,
once.
but he literally could have just shot off his Rika bomb and just hit Ishigori unguarded. Like they didn't have to clash.
The,
Um,
right.
but honestly,
Yeah. Go on.
yeah. No, I was just gonna say, like, honestly, Yuta's approach might be like, oh, Jerome Baldwin, thank you for the $5. If Yuta develops a full competitive
Spirit,
spirit,
he could get stronger. It was
oh
said he
yeah,
doesn't see a point in battle. If that changed, it could be more. Oh yeah, 100%.
yeah,
That's
for sure.
I think that's what Bioro is just saying.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. It's like, and it's also, I think a lot of it is, bro. Can you imagine him just being like, with all of his cursed energy, right? He fills up with Rika. He just says to both Ishiguro and Uro, die. Like, that shit's crazy. That shit's wild to me. Like that. I think I agree with you that he doesn't have that same button. I think what I like, or what Yuta has going for him, like instead of that, is I have a lot of you're finished buttons. Like I have a lot of it's like I just got a whole fucking, I have a whole keyboard in front of me.
Exactly.
Right. It's like curse speech, Uro's technique, Drew's technique. I got Rika. I got
it is
big cursed energy.
It is like you have to have as much, if not more, cursed energy and more variety than me to get out of this. But bro, I'm gonna outspam you. Like, simply put, I'm gonna outspam you with like some crazy attacks. It's why I think Yuta's most balanced opponent is actually Kenjaku, because Kenjaku, with his cursed energy amounts right now, with his technique, he seems to be like at a level where if he pumps up low level cursed spirits to like use against Choso in the way he's been using him, which is, I guess, a nice segue into this chapter, then Yuta's like, he's the only one, like they are the only people who are like maxed out at each other in terms of variety and cursed energy amount, right? Like that is what you call like the most balanced pinnacle fight in JJK. I don't know how Yuki fights yet. I guess we'll see that in the upcoming chapters. But generally, like, as far as they are concerned, ooh, like,
yeah, bro. Dude. And it's wild. It's wild. The variety battle. The crazy thing is Kenjaku probably has more. That's what's wild to me.
Because if Geto was able to get up to like what, 1,000, right?
Geto put 1,000 curses in Tokyo and 1,000 curses in Kyoto.
So
he had like they hypothesized that he had like 6,000 total.
Oh my god, dude, right? It's just, and he would have still won against like Rika if he had all of them. Like there's something like, and something about Yuta's experience as he is right now, combined with like Kenjaku's experience and like usage of Geto's body and like the fact that he's absorbed Mahito, just like it like really it gets into this thing we were talking about last week, where like there has never been a honest to god special grade battle between sorcerers. Never happened in JJK.
We have not seen a real one, like where both characters are trying, they're both going all out, right? Like Yuta, even Yuta, like Yuta's still kind of wet behind the ears, right? He's like, I'm getting used to the fight. Like, bro, you like, and Gento's like, yeah, I got 2,000 curses elsewhere. I'm playing with my food a little bit, whatever. I'm like, bro. And honestly, another thing I thought about, like, even though Geto doesn't know like that he can extract the technique from Uzumaki, one thing he may have been trying to do is like goad Yuta into pushing Rika as far as possible right before he took Rika, so that like he took Rika at her max capacity. You know what I mean?
Like it's there's so many like different like factors that go into a Yuta or Kenjaku victory if you want to have that matchup. And I fucking Gege, please, I want to see that match more than anything else, bro. No outside help. Like I want to see them just go bar for bar. Like listen, we might get one with this next chapter with Yuki, right? But but like I'm fucking on my knees right now praying that Gege is like letting them scrap. Like just them, right? No fucking stab from behind like Tengen, no Choso helping out, air quotes helping out. Like I want to see Yuki and Kenjaku go at it in like a fight to the death, like two special grade sorcerers.
Yeah, bro. That's what we might have to see next chapter, man. That's gonna be wild. Speaking of which, right? Yeah. Chapter time.
Yeah, chapter time. Before we get into that, everybody like the stream. Thank you for everybody that's coming out right now. I hope you enjoyed the almost hour-long power scaling session that we had, bro. Yeah, I didn't realize, right? You know what this conversation felt like? It's like JJK therapy. It's like, yeah, bro, the narration, the power scales. Like, I just want Gege to, like, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, like Gege's great, but like, I just want him to do more. Like,
yeah, it's like, how about this, Gege? Fair deal. You give us daily chapters at the same quality. That's it.
Yeah. But like, give me like the top 4 dream fights, please.
Yeah, now actually, like double time.
Yeah,
But still build up the plot to be good enough to where like those fights hit the same way they could.
100%.
Um,
Yes.
yeah.
Let's go. So, yeah, everybody, thanks for coming out, liking the stream. Please do so if you haven't already. It helps us out a lot with YouTube algorithm stuff. Dude, why are we so bad at this? Let me reference. Why am I so bad at this shit? Like starting videos, ending videos, and like doing likes and subscribes, dog shit. Thank you, Jerome Paulman, for the 199 long form convos about JJK so needed. Lol, spit, bro.
Yeah,
That's what we're
you're
here
spitting.
for.
You spin, you
Thanks.
spin, you spin.
Thank you. But yeah, do you get that? Like, do you get like the little star
Yeah.
step?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, it's weird. It's like, no, I totally get what you mean. I mean, we fucking experienced that with the pre-recorded, bro. Like,
Yeah.
we just fucking
God.
floundered for like
Dude,
5 minutes.
that it took me like 12 takes for that one. God.
Oh man, yeah, very funny, very fucking funny.
Did
Um,
Kenjaku say shit? Also, thanks to everybody who just liked the stream. Thank you.
mhm.
Yeah. Anyway, so getting into this chapter, right? I guess Choso's funeral is getting pushed back.
That's crazy, bro. Choso, listen. I'm gonna fucking before I get to my hate. No, that's crazy.
Wow.
Choso did really well this chapter. I really liked.
Clearly better
Like,
than you thought he'd do. Shit.
I, bro, you were in the same boat. Don't put this all on me.
Yeah. No. Listen. It's not that I didn't believe in Choso. It's that like I had already, that moment where Nanami was like, last words to Yuji, then exploded. It gives that.
Yeah, like he's resigning himself. Yeah, but Chozo definitely did his fucking thing here, bro. He's like he puts up flowing red scale stack. He shoots a piercing blood. Kenjaku fucking dances around it, which is insane, bro. Like Kenjaku really is such an asshole, man. He's just like
he's a grade A prick, and I'm finally glad Gege acknowledged like the fucking thing that I've been wanting him to acknowledge, which is like Kenjaku is Choso's father. So like when he was like, bro, this shit's not gonna work on me. I'm your father. I was like,
yeah.
Why did that feel like extra like spicy? Like there was something about that line that I just read as like you're grounded. You know what I mean?
I mean, like, dude, I'm your dad. That's not flying. Yeah, bro. It was cool though. Like when Choso starts bringing out, he's like he brings out Wing King or whatever, right? Runs up on Kenjaku, starts throwing hands. Cool, right? Choso's doing his thing. I'm like at this point, initially on my first read, I'm like, I'm just surprised he's like alive.
Yeah,
right?
bro. Like more like Wing Cherub.
Bro, Wing Cherub.
Like
yeah,
he's doing way better than I thought he would. He's pulling out
sure.
Enzi from Undead Unluck, fighting with his blood, stretching his arms, like using it as
bro,
like a
that
catapult.
shit was cool.
It was cool
when he was like. He's like Kechizu freely. I'm like, bro, Kechizu did not have sauce like you thought he had sauce, bro.
Yeah,
he was not doing this.
He was a gumball, like a chewed up piece of gum, bro. Like I think.
Yeah.
Be real here.
Yeah, bro. You know what's funny too? Like he grabs him by the collar, he slams him into the ground, right? And then he hits him with he's like Yuji powerfully or whatever the fuck. Boom, and Kenjaku's like, "Are you done?"
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
blocking it with that low level curse on such like I must fight with power. Ugh,
yeah.
Ugh. It's almost like Kenjaku knew he was gonna say that fucking line specifically to block it. Then
he's like, "Are you done?" And then, bro, listen, you were saying this on Twitter, bro. Choso with his hair down.
Choso with his hair down,
like that, bro.
Yes.
Yeah.
Choso should keep his hair down more often because bro is rocking that shit. Listen, Choso's old hairstyle, I don't mind it, but this hair down Choso, ooh, brother.
He be looking cool, bro. By the way, Funky Monk, thank you for the $5. He said, "Don't make me pull out the cursed belt technique." Bro, but yeah, Choso, he spams the Wing King again, and then he fucking tricking Kenjaku was like to me the coolest thing he did here.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, bro.
Okay, two things. One, Choso getting Kenjaku to use not curse spirit manipulation is already a flex, and we'll get to that in a second. But there's just something about like Kenjaku's surprise before that point that's like,
yeah.
Oh, you're evolving? It's like that part of him that's like, it just looks cool, right? It's like, oh shit. Like he got his hopes up for like a second. He was like, oh fuck. This. Can you? You could do this? What?
Yeah.
Like he was like patting
Yeah.
himself on the
Imagine,
back.
imagine a guy who's like, bro, holy, oh my God, it wasn't me. You just weren't ready.
Yeah.
You just needed some nurturing. That's all.
Yeah. He was like, bro, I was like, I forgot that like you needed a like maybe you needed a parent. Like he started like reevaluating. He's like, man, maybe I should. What would have happened if I raised you guys? Like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
like if I had like trained you, holy shit,
bro
man.
was running the calculations.
Yeah. And then he does supernova and all that shit fall into like a dud. The fuck?
Yeah.
like no, bro, that wasn't one of those dodgeable abilities, right?
It
That's
was
like
not,
you,
bro.
you
And
were surrounded.
I think dude, just based on like the way the lines are looking and just like the I guess like the fact that Kenjaku's clothes like seem to rise up as if like there's a wind
Mm.
pressure from below. I'm thinking it's gravity. Like
You think so?
yeah, I'm thinking it's like gravity or some kind of like tornado effect or some kind of wind attack, like something that deflects it because like yeah, no, all the lines are going down. Like the line
Yeah.
work is signifies like a downward trajectory.
Yeah,
So
no, so
yeah,
Choso even says, right? He's like they were all knocked down, right? He
yeah,
comments that like
they're
they
like
were they
deflected.
were
Yeah,
smacked down
yeah, yeah.
almost.
Even the pattern afterwards is like
Mm,
it's like bullets in the ground. So yeah.
yeah.
So bro,
Rome Legend, thank you for the $2. Daddy
daddy's
was there to take it to the fair.
poor
Yeah,
Choso, bro.
yeah.
Dude, I said it before and I'll say it again. Getting your ass kicked by your dad like this is crazy business, right?
It's wild. It's insane.
Right. Oh,
Yuji and Choso both got the same like fucking two-piece special, bro. Yaku's just like, okay, whatever.
next, like,
Yeah, he's like, all
I'll
right,
run down the
whatever.
gauntlet with all of you. I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
but like, yo, Choso's like pride, where he's like, you just used something besides curse manipulation. I was like proud of him. I felt like pride on behalf of Choso. I was like, yes, you did, bro. You did it. You fucking did it. You made him use something like he underestimated you. I was like, dude, literally, Yuki's line in the follow up was kind of how I felt. It was like, I may be an only child, but good work, big brother. I was like, yeah, let's fucking go. I was moved. I was moved.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. It was pretty fucking cool. Now in the scans, this is a little small one, but Kenjaku saying like shit before like after having to use that is funny, and Choso being like, "You finally used it. You did it." And he's like, "I got you." He's like,
Yeah.
"You little asshole,"
Bro,
right?
it
Like,
was literally like
you.
a father son moment where he was just like, "Hey, if you can take this ball away from me or some shit like that, right?" Oh, or
Mhm.
you know what it gives? It's like when Gon was fighting Netero in the blimp when Netero was just fucking
Yeah.
around and he was like, "If you don't use your left hand, right?" And Gon was like, "Haha, I made you use your left hand." Dude, that's like the kind of pride, like that grin. It just something about it. I was like, "Yeah, Choso, you fucking did it, dude. You made him do
Yeah.
it."
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Also, shout out
I
Yuki for doing the outfit change. Gege is in
bro,
his bag with the design again.
listen, I was talking about this. I was fucking. I mean, we were talking about the chapter, and I was like, bro, Choso was getting his ass beat. He was getting worked, blown the fuck up, and Yuki was like, I like to imagine that like when Yuki was like, hold on or like not yet, she was like, and then she just went to go like grab a pair of pants and change, and I'm like, bro, that's so. Like she's like, no, 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 no.
She
I gotta
was
come
like,
out
bro,
with some
I
fucking
need a crop
drip.
top for this.
I need some fucking drip. I'm like, bro, Choso's arm was like the wrong direction. And you were like, no, 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 no. But these pants, I got to. Right? I
Got
gotta
to.
prepare. I got to.
It's like it's
Um
essential, bro. I can't fight Kenjaku looking like this. It's like who was saying you looked bad?
yeah. I was like, bro, like he's like, no, no, no. I look homely. I gotta come out with the real shit. And boom. And it's like, oh bro. So I've seen some. I'm kind of throw some theories.
About her
So
technique.
Liv and but well, not her technique. I have
Oh,
no idea.
oh,
From what I've seen, not a lot of people do. But
mm,
like like what Kenjaku used. So one pet theory is like limitless to some extent, right?
no.
And I kind of had the same reaction. What's up? A couple of people like Knox. You don't know him probably on Twitter or whatever. I like
Who?
talking about limitless, and I'm like, interesting. It's an interesting
Oh, thanks,
idea, but I'm
Funky Monk,
like,
for the 5. What's interesting to
yeah,
me is that Kenjaku has many techniques, but this one Yuki was watching out for. Interesting, yeah. I guess he must have picked it up from like a different curse spirit or like a gravity curse or something. In which case, like, damn, you think that curse was like gotten the Mahito treatment was like okay, worst case, right? A, a special grade cursed spirit with a gravity, technique, but it has a domain when Kenjaku
Oh
ate it.
shit,
Bro, that's insane.
bro,
Gravity's such an OP fucking
disgusting.
power.
Gravity is an OP power. Like someone mentioned, like, bro, if Kenjaku had a gravity technique and was still scared of Gojo like that, I'm honestly thinking about it, I'm like, does the Limitless can't fucking ignore
Yeah,
gravity,
it's because
right?
that's an active participation from Gojo. He has to counteract that consciously, right? Because like gravity is like the fucking hardest part. Like, okay, not getting too theoretical physics with it, but like gravity, space, and time all have a very direct relationship with each other. And like the more
Yeah.
gravity there is, the slower time moves. And
Hmm.
Gojo's whole thing is like slowing. So theoretically, Kenjaku can like turn the knob in the opposite direction if he has control over gravity and just like
Yeah.
turn the limitless on itself and make things go faster towards Gojo.
Yeah. Bro. And I'm thinking like, bro, I'm interested. Somebody also said in chat like it could be like blood manipulation or some shit, right? That he like manipulated Choso's blood instead of his own. And I'm like, well, that sounds scary. That
So
doesn't sound that might even be scarier than fucking gravity manipulate. Like,
yeah,
bro, it's just like, yeah, I could just manipulate your blood. Like, please
no,
don't.
he's like,
Yeah, like,
bro, you know what I'm thinking? Maybe Yuki's technique has to do with like, uh, sight and like, okay, theory time, right?
hmm
Yuki could have a Mahoraga kind of technique where it's like if she sees it, she adapts to it, and that's why she's special grade. But
interesting,
just
interesting.
sees it, right?
What do you think the Shikigami would be then? Like, is that just something she just had?
So
Like, not.
it could be her avatar, it could be her Rika, or it could be her. You know how Hanami had that like charm, flower charm on his arm, but like none of the cursed
Yeah.
energy would go to him; it would go to the domain.
hmm
It could be something similar. It could be like a contract of some kind.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Like, okay, that is interesting. Um, I'm curious. I wonder. Like, one of my biggest things is like, how good are you at close quarters?
Right?
Like, I gotta know. I
Because
gotta know.
for some reason with Yuki, I get good mid-range fighter energy. I don't know about you.
Yeah, the Shikigami just seems like kind of large. I'm like, yeah, that seems like you kind of keep at bay, and maybe
Yeah,
it may be a like you fight in tandem with it, but you're not yourself the strongest. I don't know. I'm like with Kenjaku though. I'm like, yeah,
he can do anything. Like Kenjaku,
yeah,
because like if he has a weakness, like he has a curse that can make up for it.
yeah. Um, yeah, bro. I like how Liv is fucking telling on me in chat to Tessero. That's fucking hilarious. Anyways, yeah, I'm very curious. Now, another thing, right? This is getting brought up a lot. Is like, why now, right? Why did Yuki come out immediately? Because Choso is still like he's not about to die. Well,
Yeah,
let me rephrase that.
yeah,
He's
okay,
not super injured.
right. Like
Well, let me
he had
rephrase that
more left
again.
in the tank,
Yeah, he had
right?
more left in the tank. Like he could after that discovery, he could have like attacked again or whatever, right?
So my
So,
theory was like that Yuki observed. She was like, okay, this is Choso's limit, and he just made the mistake of like, or I guess fortunate, whatever, depending on like what her technique is, of getting Kenjaku to reveal a different technique, right? And that's the signal that like Kenjaku's done playing, right?
yeah.
That's like, okay, he can handle Kenjaku fucking around, but he cannot handle Kenjaku like taking it seriously. So let me step in. Thank you for warming him up. I learned a
Mhm.
lot. You can sit down, rest up.
Yeah. I think it's interesting though, because like even this is funny because Choso's like initial thing was like, I'll get him to use his domain. You know what I
Oh
mean?
my
And
god,
I'm like,
it's a dream, pipe dream, bro. Like,
um, yeah. I mean, so my thing is, I think if I were to guess, Yuki's probably sentimental. Like there's probably like, she probably after Choso did such a cool thing, she probably just did not want him to die, even though it might allow for. Honestly, I don't know if Choso would be able to make him use another technique or like use the same technique
mm,
again.
I think
That
it's
that would
like
probably
the
be
only other technique he'd see is the one that kills him.
oh shit.
Like, I mean,
Oh,
straight,
that's funny.
all due respect to Choso, but like
hmm
he is not him.
Yeah.
Rome Legend, thank you for
Um,
the 4.99. The special grades Gojo, Geto, Yuta don't have any glaring weaknesses. Long, short, mid range, they can do them all. Yuki should be same.
for
Um,
sure. Uh,
yeah,
I I would say but I think one can specialize.
yeah. Like we said,
Um,
Geto is okay, his weakness, if you want to call it that, is short range, right? But Geto himself like trained in hand-to-hand combat for that to be misleading and generally overpower
Hmm.
most opponents, right? But he is
Yeah.
never going to compete with like a specialist like Toji or Maki, right? And
Yeah. But to
Toji,
be fair,
yeah,
like nobody really is,
yeah, but
right?
like in hand-to-hand,
Uh,
right? But like
yeah.
if just or hell, I'll even say Geto probably wouldn't do a good job against Yuji, right? Like current Yuji.
Ooh, I disagree. I disagree.
Really, in a hand-to-hand
I think
fight,
I
in a
think
hand-to-hand
I
fight,
think I think Geto is making Yuji look like a little bitch, if I may.
really.
I think it's like because here's my thing, right? My thing is my thing is this, right? One, fighting off Rika and Yuta is crazy, right? Two, if we're assuming that
Okay,
Kenjaku,
he
which
did
I
have Playful Cloud, just to put that out there.
for sure, but I think that even so, right? I think that we're like fending off both of them requires a level of speed and just like strength in general that Yuji just doesn't possess. But even like how Kenjaku is like going against Choso, because I think Kenjaku and Geto's physical stats should be the same.
Hmm.
Dodging piercing blood and not being in any danger of it hitting, like not even just oh I can dodge it, but like Kenjaku has no issue dodging it. There is no struggle, right?
Hmm.
Um,
But
like closing his eyes and dodging it. Yuji's not doing that shit. It's just not happening.
I mean, okay, do we know that for sure though? Okay, if you're gonna like reference the Choso Yuji fight, all I would say is like under like Yuji did get a huge boost since that fight. You know what I mean?
Sure, but the thing I would say this, right? Choso, like if I remember the fight correctly, right? Choso never uses flowing red scale and then uses a piercing blood on Yuji, right? That never happens. And obviously, flowing red scale like in stack like amps his like abilities, and Kenjaku
But
dodges
does
that
it
just as
amp it
easily.
to
He just
Yuji level with cursed energy, right? Because
wait,
my
what do you mean?
okay, my thanks from Legend for the other
Another
5.99.
yeah.
Would you want to read this one?
Would you say that Geto's short range is a weakness, and you can't set the bar at Maki and Toji? Also, Playful Cloud is more useful
Useful
based
based
on
on user.
user.
Yeah, like I'd
Yeah,
say
it doesn't have any
playful.
crazy abilities.
Yeah, I'd say Playful Cloud is like best in like the Totos, Makis, Yujis of the verse, in that like if you want to get the most out of it, like you basically go up 2 more power levels if you get your hands on Playful Cloud and you're already physically strong, right?
Yeah,
For an average sorcerer, you'll get a boost, but you'll just be on like a different level, like a different base level for a physically strong character.
yeah. Um, I'll put it like this, right? I don't think Yuji even now is closing his eyes and dodging piercing blood. Like I don't think not just in character he doesn't do it because he's not the type of person. I don't think he's able to close his eyes, sigh, and dodge piercing blood, right? Can he dodge it pretty consistently? Sure. But even when Yuji was dodging it like back then and like get stronger, blah blah blah, right? Piercing blood, I don't know if it's crazy today.
So
Piercing blood should outscale any of Choso's like basic physical combat
let
abilities
me
in
ask you
terms of
this, right?
speed.
This version of Choso, we can confidently say is like the most powerful version of him. Fake Wing King, Wing Cherub, as
Mhm,
we've said. I said,
mhm.
I'm gonna just sign that,
Yeah,
myself.
sure, for
Wing
sure,
Cherub, the fucking undead Andy, Goma Goma no Mi or whatever the fuck that was.
for
On top
sure.
of like using red scale to like boost his physical stats.
Mhm.
Where does current UG rank? Because
He gets bodied.
I will remind everybody once again, we do not actually know how strong current UG is. Just pointing that out. Haven't seen him in an actual fight since like his fight with Mahito, full health, all his cursed energy.
He's getting bodied.
Interesting.
Um, yeah, I don't think it's even close. I think Choso like pretty badly beats him. And I wouldn't say that before this chapter, right? Like I would say if you go back a chapter, it's closer. Choso still wins, but um, I would say it's closer. This, no, I don't think so. I think Yuji gets like pretty badly beaten. Um,
That is
yeah, it's
very
it's not even
interesting that
close.
you say that because like I would say it's very close. Like I'd still give the edge over to Choso, like but this current version of Choso specifically, like pre this chapter, I'd say Yuji has that slight edge now, just with all of his boosts and shit as of recent. But
Hmm.
I don't know, seeing Choso evolve has kind of awakened something in me, right? Where
Yeah.
it started as a blip with Naoya's domain expansion, and now with Choso evolving, I think I know what I want from Jujutsu Kaisen now. Br,
Hmm.
you ready? Everybody ready?
Yep.
I want to see evolved versions of mediocre techniques,
Interesting. Okay.
bro. The
Like
second,
seeing how
yeah,
how high level they can make it.
exactly. Like the projection sorcery as a domain is not is something I didn't know I needed. Right? I was like,
Hmm.
damn, this is so cool. Like the technique is evolving, it's growing. It's like I felt like Kenjaku for a bit. I'm like, yeah, this shit goes kind of crazy. It's so cool, bro. Seeing Choso like this, I want to see what's it called? A blood manipulation domain expansion. Like I want to see these techniques evolve to the point of being special grade techniques, right? Because a lot of it has to be bottlenecked with like the talent of the sorcerer, and when that is like not a factor, seeing the full potential of these techniques is like, bro, it's like, bro, this shit goes crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, come on.
No, I mean I agree. Like I think it's cool. I think it like I'm with you on that.
Like okay, concept, Nanami domain expansion. Come on, huh?
I mean like that, but yeah, that would be cool. A 7-3 domain would be dope.
Yeah, same with Toto,
yeah,
where he
sure.
like imagine he could do a boogie woogie with like your internal organs or some shit like that.
Bro,
Like
your heart's outside. Like, huh?
exactly, I'm telling you, bro. Like there's so much potential for these. Like no technique is bad, right? But like there is no bad. Like I'm a firm believer of that. Like my fucking gold standard is Hisoka, right? There is no reason Hisoka should be as strong as he is with bungee gum and texture surprise, right? But we have seen this man do like crazy shit with just those two abilities. Like I am fully convinced it is all about how creative the person is.
Yeah, for sure. I would completely agree with you there. I will say people have been talking about Choso versus Yuji in chat, and a lot of people do have a good point. Choso is nerfed for like the latter half of that fight. Like Yuji is helped by the fact that Choso cannot use like a majority of his abilities, and then Yuji still loses. You know what I mean? Like Mechamaru's like, I'm giving you the cheat code to beat a blood manipulator. Yuji uses that cheat code and still gets his ass beat, and I'm like, okay, that's crazy.
You know, I'm just, I don't know.
I said,
Okay, the reason I'm not like lying in the sand about it is because like I said, we haven't actually seen how powerful current Yuji is. So for all we know, right, with cursed energy, with everything, he could be like, I don't know, like the hands equivalent of like Megami's domain right now. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's possible, but I don't know why we'd like no, it's I mean, I guess it's technically possible, but like Choso did the equivalent of beating Yuji without any like imagine if like Megami and Yuji fought, right, in Shibuya, and Megami beat Yuji without any of his Shikigami, and then yeah, Yuji gets vaguely stronger afterwards, right? I would still say it's pretty safe to say Megami would, even if Megami doesn't get one, Choso's gotten way stronger too. And like demonstrate, like we can see the actual increase, right?
Thank you, Realm Legend, for the other 4.99. I think some people's techniques limit them from conceptualizing an innate domain. But I think, like, yes, a lack of imagination goes a long way to like capping a sorcerer's power, as we've seen repeatedly throughout the story. But I think there's also like an inherent talent category that these people are lacking in as well. Okay, so imagine this, right? Say you have the ability to do something, right? Like it's within you to like to execute on it. Let's say Naoya having that domain expansion without being a cursed spirit, right? Now Naoya wouldn't be creative enough on his own to work towards that and creating that, right? Not even to go like getting into the conversation around the reserves of cursed energy he has to even form it, right? Not even getting into that. When he was a cursed spirit, 2 out of 3 of those factors were just like boosted to the point where he was just like, he just made it on a guess, and the other 2 stats were boosted enough to like just have it fully formed, right? Like if the categories are talent, potential, and creativity, 2 out of 3 is like, it goes a long way.
For sure, I would 100% agree with you. A couple of Shibuya Yuji strikes were enough to get Choso heavy breathing. Well, we saw what Choso's heavy strikes were able to do to Yuji.
So let me ask you something, right? How strong would you say Mahito is without the soul manipulation being a factor? Like just like if he was a run of the mill cursed spirit with like those stats.
Like his evolved, like are we talking about like true form Mahito, or are we disregarding that as well?
True form, because that's basically it. Because like true form Mahito has the least amount of like weird hacks, like like reforming his own body, shit like that.
In physical stats alone, he'd bully all of the disaster curses.
Interesting. Thank you, Funky Monk, for the $5. I'm just saying, give Hisoka a domain expansion. The Phantom Troop is done. Spit, spit, bro.
Yeah, like I'll put it like this, right? there's this whole like if Yuji didn't land a black flash, like I'll put it like this, right? There is no circumstance, even if you take away, well, not even if you take away, because Yuji basically does it anyways. Mahito would beat Yuji at every juncture they've ever met, right? Without help. It just Yuji could never beat Mahito one on one. It
So
just has never happened.
so
It never been able to
do
happen, I
you
should
only
say.
do you only like include Yuji's victory because of like his luck with the Black Flash and Toto, and only
No, no,
that?
no. It's Toto, right? Even with
Okay.
Black Flash, he loses. He dies,
With
right?
Toto,
There's
because Mahito was off guard. I see. Yeah.
yeah. I'm saying like if you put them in Shibuya, right, and you have them both at full health, whatever, whatever, right? Because also don't forget, Nobara nerfed Mahito mid fight, and Yuji had just come off the heels of being healed by Sukuna,
Hmm.
right? Mahito, like, so Yuji and Mahito are fighting, right? Then Nobara nerfs him, right?
Of
Cool.
course.
And then they keep fighting, and then Nobara dies, Yuji gets washed, right? Then he gets like, then Toto comes in, whatever helps, and then Mahito's dealing with the 2-on-1. Mahito is like no diffing is much, right? In base, he's not no diffing Yuji. He's still beating him, but if you put him in true form versus Yuji, it is a no diff. Like he's literally tearing him apart.
Yeah. Okay. I get it. I just like I don't know. I think my beef with like my beef with like power scaling cursed spirits is like a lot of it is hacks, right? So obviously this conversation's fun for like the sake of just trying to get a sense where you think Yuji's physical stats are, but
Hmm.
with the soul attacks and all that shit, it is. Yeah, yeah. Never mind. Never mind.
Yeah. Um.
Kind of spit. You kind of spit.
Yeah. I like lazy because here's the thing, right? Mahito always fights Yuji without soul attacks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's how he fights him. And
Exact. Yeah.
let's be honest, right? Look at the trajectory of like Yuji versus Mahito, right? Let's say when they're in the water, right? Remove Toto. Who do you think wins?
Oh, Mahito. 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
And okay, now let's say he has extra strength because Nobara didn't weaken his soul.
True. Yeah. Oh my god, bro. What was Yuji's Zenkai boost then?
He got better cursed energy control. That's it, right?
For
Like I don't know.
it's
Like bro, listen.
why does Yuji feel like always like more like why does he always feel physically stronger after every fight? Because like yeah, he gets a better understanding of cursed energy, right? But like there's only so much you can
Just amps
understand, bro.
stats.
You can
That it just amps stats a lot. Like that's all it is. Like that's why Yuji can like get his liver blown up and then like he can like calm down like and like control his cursed energy better and then get back to fighting as if nothing happened.
true.
Um
You think
and that's
Yuji has a
why
healing
yeah.
factor?
Yes.
Right, I do too. Like I don't think it's like reverse curse technique or even on level of heavenly restriction, but
Mhm.
it's not nothing.
Yeah. Um
Uh,
yeah. When
and
Yuji said he was a cog, he was referring to this. Yeah, it's just like it's like you like I think it's people look at where Yuji is and like because he's the main character, there's this expectation that he has to be one of the strongest, right? Like
yeah,
it's
but
like
it's
no,
like
he is a grade one sorcerer, right? And Mahito is a very powerful special grade curse. It makes sense that Mahito will beat him in his current state, right? Like I don't like that's normal thing to think. You know what I mean? Like Hanami is probably Hanami and Dagon, I would say, are the two special grades in the Disaster Curse family that Yuji can like if he were to 1v1, he could win against, right?
yeah.
Um
Oh, thanks Rome Legend for the 199 because he hits Black Flash in like every fight. Yeah, but
yeah,
it's there's still no guarantee he'll hit it, right? It's like
yeah.
he has a really high odds of hitting it, but it's like Gege keeps it just far enough to be like, don't rely on this.
Yeah, for sure. And like for example, he even doesn't hit it in life or death situations. Like versus Choso, no Black Flash, right? He does like he needs like if he had hit that right, if he had hit Choso and like in the ribs or whatever with the Black Flash, that would have changed the direction of the fight, and that was like almost necessary to win. But he doesn't hit it, right? It's
Mhm.
like yeah, the things have to align. Um,
So I'm curious, right? I know we've talked about this before, but just seeing like where the power scale is at right now, we have some more people filling in like different spots now. We have a clearer picture of what like the entire scale looks like, so to speak.
yeah,
Where
okay.
where do you think Yuji and Megami end up? Like, and okay, let me ask you this question twofold. I'm gonna hear your answer while I go pee. But thank you, Fungamunk, for the $2. Also, Mahito has to be very wary of Sukuna. He did. He had
Hmm.
to. The point two domain was specifically around getting around Sukuna's thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But real quick, right? Do you think A, Yuji and Megumi will stay relative well into like their full potential, and B, who do you like? Where do you think their power levels will end up respectively, like with or without?
So I think they're probably going to stay relative. I'll say, Yuji's always interesting because I'm like, I just don't see as easy enough of a path to his major heights as Megumi. But I think like just narratively, they're both implied to have that like beyond special grade level potential. I think they're both going to be. I'll say this: I'm very confident that Megumi will be at the top of the food chain. Like I'll say like I think he's going to
Oh,
be stronger than Yuta will
so
be,
you,
than Hikari will
real
be.
quick, can you say
Mhm.
how? Also, guys, like the stream, we're almost at 100 likes. Let's fucking go. All right, BRB.
All right. Um. Yeah, I don't know. I think like you're gonna have JJK goes in such odd directions all the time, so I can never say for sure. But my guess would be you're gonna have like Sukuna Gojo, Megumi, maybe Yuji, maybe. Um, like that's what I think. And then I think like slightly below that, not in a different tier necessarily, but like maybe just like very slightly off to the side, you'd have like Yuta, Maki, maybe Hikari. Um, yeah. Um, Also, Tessera, to answer your question, I'll put it like this, right? Because saying it is just much easier. What I'm saying, right, is if you take Shibuya Yuji, you take Shibuya Mahito, and you say, yes, the same like domain doesn't work on Yuji, his auto transfiguration doesn't work on Yuji, but they just fight, right? And you don't take away Mahito's like ability to make like use like transfigured humans and all that shit. Mahito beats him, right? But if you are saying they just throw hands, right? They're just physicals, I agree with you. Yuji wins. I'm saying like if you just take away Nobara and Toto, right? If you just take away Nobara and Toto from the fight, but nothing else changes, Mahito utterly dominates Yuji. It's not even close, in my opinion. Of course, I think Mahito like it just gets bad. It just gets really really bad. Um, yeah, in my opinion, I don't see Hikari as a special grade. I mean, he's a conditional special grade, which is like I can see why you wouldn't put him in there. Um, yeah. In their honest to God 1v1 where they both stand up, Mahito genuinely lost that battle. Bro, what are you talking about? Like, you talking about when Mahito has like a clone of himself that's taking away part of his cursed energy and like fighting Nobara? Like that Mahito? The Mahito that has some of his cursed energy allocated in a clone? Right? Like, I don't care about that Mahito. Like, I don't give a fuck. Mahito's literally fighting Yuji while he's like nerfing himself on purpose to fuck with him, right? Um, was the clone? Yeah, the clone is out before he even sees Yuji. He sets out the clone very early on in Shibuya. So yeah, the clone is already deployed. And then it's after he meets Nobara where he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck with Yuji. I'm gonna fuck him up," right? Um, Yeah. So I'm gonna say because he literally had an entire clone out, and he's still relative to Yuji, I'm gonna say the clone is just pushing him over and he's beating the fuck out of him. That's my stance. Because the thing is, Yuji one shotted that clone. The clone is literally stopped fighting and was not looking at him. Good job. Um, like I don't really care, right? One, it had gotten hit by resonance, which fucks up its soul ability. So that clone is already nerfed, right? Like, first of all, second of all, it's literally just fucking laughing at Nobara getting slapped in the face and having idle transfiguration or getting idle transfiguration, right? I don't give a fuck if you one shot the clone. Um, is the clone strong enough to make a difference? Listen, Yuji and Mahito are relative to each other when they're nerfed or when Mahito's nerfed, right? Mahito is nerfed, Yuji is not. What I'm saying is any amount of difference would take Mahito from being just about equal to winning. Like literally any difference would push him over. That's what I'm saying. Um, that is the thing. I guess that's that idea. Um, yes. Um, Finish the chapter just now. Interesting, interesting. But yeah. Yeah, Mahito's slapping him. Yuji is mentally nerfed. He literally, what are you talking about? He gets nerfed after like we literally have a panel, right? Where he's about to flip out and then he's like, "No, calm down." He's like, "That's not how Nanami would want you to fight." Right? He literally like calms himself down before getting into his fight with Mahito. What are we doing? Yeah, no. Listen, you guys aren't even understanding what I'm talking about. Like when I'm talking about the events, right? When Yuji reached his limit against Mahito, that's after they had already scrapped for a little bit, right? Um, like it literally, um, they had already scrapped. Nobara dies or gets injured, whatever, right? Cool. Who cares?
Hmm?
Um,
I'm back.
yeah. Oh, we're just talking about like Mahito with no interference versus Yuji and Shibuya, and I'm saying Mahito like
Yuji
waxes
dies,
him.
yeah.
I know that's what I'm saying. Like Yuji just fucking loses. I don't know because
Bro,
like
currently
Mahito was
Yuji
doing
would
all this.
lose.
And,
Like if you gave
you
him
get
all,
it,
bro,
you get it, you
if
fucking get it, man.
bro, if Yuji got
Holy
all the
shit.
power ups he got after the end of the Mahito fight, if current Yuji was there, he would still get washed.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Why am I like I'm fucking fighting for my life against chat, bro? I'm like, what am I like? He has a clone out fighting Nobara while he's doing this, bro.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Keep in mind, Nobara's like interference, like that soul resonance was so fucking damaging to Mahito that he literally
Yeah.
prioritized killing her. Like, oh, like he didn't like Yuji was right in front of him at full health. He did not give a shit. Like it wasn't even his biggest priority. Like,
bro.
bro,
Yeah, bro. Like they because the thing is like you read the chapters, right? Yuji like they hurt each other about a similar amount, right? But Mahito's like fucking with him. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna because like, here's the thing, right? Like he's like the entire time he's messing with Yuji, right? He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna make him I'm gonna make him cry. I'm gonna make him start I'm gonna just make him have a mental breakdown." And like meanwhile, Nobara is like Mahito is fighting relative to Nobara, which whoop-de fucking do, not that
right?
impressive,
Yeah.
whatever. But resonance, boom, rebounds, it doubles in its effect against Mahito. He's like,
Yeah.
oh shit,
Because she had a whole double to work with.
yeah, bro. I don't know.
Bro, you know,
Mahito messes.
it's interesting, right? Nobara's like technique is almost like the definition of like hacks can really make up for the difference in like a weak sorcerer. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
her and Nanami. Oh my god, dude! Their cursed techniques are the only reason they're fucking alive.
Yeah.
The clone was basically just an extra set of eyes on things.
I don't know how you guys are like people are like the clone didn't mean anything. What the fuck are we doing, man?
Yeah.
Like Nobara is at least a grade 2 sorcerer, right? Whatever, right? Which means Mahito, in order to keep up with her, had to have to put out a grade 1 curse level of energy, and that means nothing. Come on. Like let's get serious for a second, right? Let's be honest. Nobara is nominated for grade 1, which I don't think she is, right? She's about grade 2 probably. That means Mahito, in order to even like match up with her and not like instantly lose, he has to at least be like a grade 1 level curse because of the way that shit works, right? Come on, like be for real, bro. Mahito's not just he's not fucking like Cell, bro. He's not shitting out like 7 versions of himself with like no cost to his energy. Like can we be honest? Can we get serious for a second, bro? Man. Yeah,
Dude,
nah.
it's just like. Let me ask you something. Going back to what we talked about earlier with how strong Geto is in hand-to-hand combat. Geto, right? Just him. Sure, okay, I'm willing to concede on Yuji for right now. However, I am curious where like what characters do you think on a hand-to-hand level scales to Geto, or better yet, like no diffs him, not including like the obvious people. Thank you, Rome Legend, for the
Thank you.
499. The narrator says losing to Choso, Sukuna, Rampage, Anonymous, that the Itadori's resolve reached its limit a long time ago. Man, Itadori.
Yeah.
Yuji's. He's a cog, bro. Why was that the response I chose?
Yeah, he's a fucking cog. Yeah, I mean, you're spitting though. Bro, Tesla said, why would he put him at a disadvantage? Like, why would I'll answer your Geto question in a second. Just give me 1 second. Why would Mahito put himself at a disadvantage against the one person he can kill him? He does it like two things, right? One, like I don't have to provide a reason. He just does it, right? Like even if I don't have a reason, we know that he does because it weakens him. Two, right? He literally does it because he doesn't think Yuji can beat him, right? Like even if Yuji has the technical ability to win, right? Mahito clearly doesn't think Yuji can kill him for a majority of the fight. It's really only towards that tail end where he's like, ah, shit, we're getting down to the wire, right? Because like I'll put it like this, right? You know when Todo shows up, Mahito's whole thing is Todo's the problem.
Yeah.
Like his entire thing is I gotta get rid of that fucking gorilla.
It's like
right?
bro, I can kill Yuji, but like the problem is
Yeah.
Todo is stopping me.
He doesn't even consider Yuji like the threat in their 2-on-1, bro. Like Yuji is strong. Yuji it can like push Mahito to certain degrees, right? But in their fight, like Mahito's literally fighting Yuji and Todo. What am I like? I feel like I'm going slightly insane because he's fighting both of them. And oh man,
Look,
I don't know. I'm like
the fact that like Mahito prioritized Nobara even for a minute when Yuji was there in perfect health just goes to show that like Mahito's priorities really are just like you have a better shot of like stopping me, killing me, hurting me than Yuji Itadori.
bro, it's so fucking it's insane to me because I'm like, bro, like no, Testro, he didn't start the fight off nerfed. Like that's after he gets hit by like a black flash and then like Mahito like starts kicking him in the stomach and shit, right? Yuji didn't go into it nerfed. But like Mahito's like fighting both of them and he's like Mahito's nerfed and like it's like, bro, what?
Yeah.
Bro, I don't know, man. I'm just like,
bro.
Boogie Woogie is the fucking assist ability, right? And Mahito's like, gotta get rid of Todo. I'm like, bro, come on, man.
You know what's really annoying? It's like we don't want Yuji to be weak. Like
yeah, it's not. It's I don't fucking. I like. It's not. It's not coming from that, right? It's just a like. Okay, you just have to ask yourself, right? And it's fine if you think I'm not like. It's like so you're telling me, right? Yuji barely won against Mahito. Like literally, there is. It's not even like up for debate. Like there is the fucking. The thing at the end of like chapter 132, right? And Testro, this isn't to address you. This is more of a chat thing. I know you said like outside of this, right? But there was literally a thing like it's just a narrator thing where it's like if Yuji had not hit that black flash and it's implied to be the one that Todo assisted him with, right? Yuji would have been torn to shreds. Like, bro, Gege's fucking telling you if Todo was not there to distract Mahito, Yuji's finished. He's done.
Simply,
Finito.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it's like, bro, if Yuji's barely eking out a win with two people helping him, what makes you think you take those two people away and he's getting the same result? It just doesn't make sense to me.
Real quick, thank you, Rome Legend, for the for 499 yet again. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Mahito adjusts his fighting style because fighting recklessly would be suicidal. He says that himself.
Yeah, we say that and then he like doesn't bring back his clone immediately. So like it's clearly within a certain context, right?
Yeah, like there's a certain spectrum of self-preservation that Mahito has where it's like he'll do the 0.2-second domain to like roll the dice on Sukuna killing him, but he'll like still kill Nobara. Like he'll still go for the kill with Nobara, right? Because I think there's this certain level of like risk to reward in Mahito's head where it's like, okay, can you kill me with ease? No. Can I kill you with ease? Yes. Let me prioritize that real quick. But with Sukuna, it's like
he's like no. Like there is because the thing is, right, you even look at that, like what Mahito did is still it's still him being risky, right? He's literally like it's all or nothing, right? If he messes it up, if Sukuna decides that that's a long enough time to kill him, Mahito just loses. It's not like Mahito's like super risk averse. He's like, yeah, okay, we're gonna try some shit. Hopefully it works. Hopefully I don't immediately die. And yeah,
which
people
is
are like
the definition of Yuji's journey is like, okay, okay, let's scrap. I hope I don't die. Like, bro, with Megami, it's like, fuck, I'm ready to die, or like it's either you kill me or I kill you, but like one of us is not leaving this fucking fight alive, right? Yeah. With Yuji, it's like I'm gonna try to keep myself alive. I'm gonna try to keep you alive if you're good enough, but like, if you're a cursed spirit.
Yeah, like I beg. Yeah, bro. And here's the thing: people are like, "Oh, Yuji got down to like 10% of his soul, right?" And let's say we equate the soul to like your power level, right?
Mahito?
Yuji's that. No, Mahito got down to like 40 because Yuji says like the gorilla's at 100, I'm at 40, Yuji's at 10, right?
Sorry,
The reason,
real quick, King
Mhm.
Naja. Mahito's the definition. Sorry, it's live. I'm an idiot. I can't read. Fun fact: Mahito's taller than Sukuna. No, he's just taller than Yuji. Sorry, go on.
Bro. um, but yeah, so it was like so it's like man, I'm just like I'm getting a headache, bro, because I'm like they're like he got down like Yuji was at 10% of his soul. I'm like, bro, if you think that correlates to like physical condition, Mahito's the one that put him that low.
Yeah.
Like, if anything, all that means is that in a straight 1v1, Mahito had him down to 10, right? And Yuji had him down to 40. Like that's a like and if you don't think that's a straight power level thing, then it doesn't matter. Who cares? Right? It's just so weird. Yuji's
Uh,
best 1v1 fight was a grasshopper.
oh my
Hey
god,
bro.
bro.
Hey bro, listen.
Listen, it was
Hey
his
bro,
only
listen.
one-to-one fight.
Yeah.
Bro,
Um
taking a hard pivot. Actually, can you answer the Geto one real quick with Geto and Mahito?
oh,
Yeah.
so I think so I'm gonna say something crazy, right? I
Okay.
don't think there is any obvious like outside of the obvious characters, right? Outside of like Gojo and Sukuna, I don't think there is a character that like obviously beats him in straight hand-to-hand combat. Like I don't like not one that doesn't beat him, but one that like washes him or is like very clear cut. Also Rome Legend, thank you for the 5. We are overstating the importance of the clone. It's the clone that loses the most strength because it cannot use his curse technique. I'm gonna
But
say
it's a
this
direct
real
attack on Mahito's
yeah.
original soul.
Yeah, one, it's an attack on Mahito's original soul. Two, like it's okay. Let me put it like this, right? If Yuji just says, "All right, I'm gonna use like 70% of my original power instead," it's like, bro, you wouldn't overlook that. You wouldn't
Yeah.
say, "Oh, that doesn't matter." Like I don't know. It's just strange. Um,
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we are 10 likes away from 100. Just like at a cool 90 right now. I'm rubbing my hands together.
bro,
Gotta do my thing.
bro's fucking salivating at the idea of it. I'm sick.
Bro,
Um,
100, bro. Come on.
yeah, I'm looking at it right, and I'm like, I like to answer your back to your Geto Kenjaku question. I'm like Gojo sure, Sukuna sure, Toji and Maki sure, whatever. Those are obvious. And I look at it, I'm like, is Ishigori
Oh,
waxing?
we just got it. Thanks, guys.
Nice, nice, nice. Um, I'm like, is Ishigori waxing like Getsu in hand-to-hand combat?
Yeah. Yeah. Hand to hand,
Ah,
yes. Yes.
I don't know if I think that
You know what's
because
crazy?
I don't think because I don't know if I think like Yuta's fucking with Geto the same way that he fucked with Ishigori. You know what I mean?
Let
Like
me
I think
let me ask you this.
yeah.
When you think of Ishigori, do you think long range or short range is his specialty? Like obviously long range is like duh, right? But
Yeah.
he's also like so good at short range, like
hmm
disgustingly good at short range, that even without the canon, he would still be a fucking special grade sorcerer in my opinion.
Ooh, so that's interesting. I wouldn't I wouldn't consider Ishigori or Uro special grade sorcerers.
I'd consider Ishigori, but not Uro, mostly because Uro's thing seems to be redirecting like energy blasts, which is like very specific. And Ishigori I would because well, one, he has a domain. Two, his like power output is a fucking all time high, and three, he can spam it. His stamina, his power, and distance, even his durability is actually all like really fucking crazy. Like he is definitely he's definitely punishing like special grade curses regularly. Like I would put Ishigori
Sure.
like I would put Ishigori above Jogo.
Yeah, I don't think that's a hot take. I think most people would agree
Yeah,
with
but
you.
Jogo's like a disaster level curses.
Yeah, but yeah, I wouldn't necessarily like. I would say yeah, he's beating a bunch of special grade curses, but I don't know if I would
because
make
okay,
that
you
leap to say
literally
he's a
can't
special
make
grade
him
level
not special
sorcerer.
grade because like what's his name? Ogi is like a special grade 1. You know what I mean? So it's like
Like oh yeah, Ogies,
so
they're
like
like that's just it's just a grade 1 from like the clan or whatever.
right,
I don't
yeah.
know. He would just be a strong grade 1. I wouldn't put him in special grade personally.
See, that's
Like
fair. Cuz
I don't think you can get that way if Yuta can fucking fight you alongside anybody else. I just can't. I can't. Especially too because of like Kenjaku being so dismissive of Yuta and he's like whatever, fuck Yuta. And Yuta then stunting on you and somebody else. Nah. You're not special grade to me. You're strong. Like I don't want to like let me not portray it as like you're not strong, but like I think a special grade sorcerer thing is a
so
very, very fucking like the criteria to do that is in my, like to me the way I personally rank it very high.
so one of
Like
the
you're not yeah.
okay, so one of the most like specific like things about special grade as like a rank is that the
Mm.
spectrum is like so far now that low special grade and high special grade is probably the difference between grade 4 and grade 1, right? So would you say that
Curse wise for
Ishigori's,
sure.
huh?
Curse wise for sure. I don't know if
Right.
I'd say that for like great like
See,
sorcerers though.
I would because I would say Yuta and like the official special grade sorcerers are high special grade, and he is just like low timid special grade sorcerer. Like he can't be on the
Who,
scale of
Yuta?
curses. Ishigori.
Oh, Ishiguri.
Yeah, like low special grade
Uh,
to Yuta's high special grade, but they're both still special grade.
I wouldn't say so
Oh,
personally.
also, Rome
Oh, hold on.
Legend. Thanks for the 5. Geto destroys
And Funky
Yuji in
Monk.
hand to hand. And I was getting to it. And
Okay,
Geto
okay.
destroys Yuji in hand to hand combat. Ishigori, dude, I cannot. Fuck, dude, I gotta restart. Geto destroys Yuji in hand to hand. Ishigori can use his technique. Uh, High output even with his fists. So SG doubt. Suguro Geto doubt he can topple a country.
So he's saying like he's special grade, no doubt he can topple a country, which
Got it.
I don't necessarily agree with. Like I don't know if I yeah, no, I don't know if I don't know because I'm thinking like in my mind the special grade like sorcerer, right, is like you're not nah, I don't have issue with that. The thing is like
Do you have Kashimo?
I think no, I don't either.
Interesting.
Um
That means you don't have
yeah,
Hikari there, which he isn't. But
no,
like
I don't.
he's
Yeah, no,
technically
100%.
not a Jujutsu sorcerer, so like that kind of fucks with it a
Yeah.
little bit. God, that is
Yeah,
so
I mean
annoying. That like it's up to the Jujutsu higher ups essentially to like give that designation.
yeah,
That is so fucking grating. Funky Monk,
for
thank you for the
sure.
5. Kenjaku's statement about special grade has me doing so much power scaling. My brain is overloaded, bro. Spit, fuck,
Yeah.
dude.
Here's my internal thing, right? If Kenjaku deems Yuta like it could be arrogance, right? But like let's just like for the sake of entertaining it, say it's not, right?
Mm.
If Kenjaku is looking down on Yuta as nothing worth even like thinking about like as a problem, and Yuta beat Ishigori, um, like while fighting Uro, after fighting Kurushi, and then like beating up Druve, nah. Nah, Ishigori is not a special grade. Oh, okay. A Rum Legend, thank you for the 2. Said no BR. Ishigori is not a special grade. Okay, yeah, you spitting then. I agree with you.
Yeah, you just agreed to BR, which L. But thanks for the 2. Dude, I don't know. Like I say Ishigori, Kashimo, and Hikari are all like low special. Dude, mm, okay, just for fun, just because like this is
Mm,
gonna bother me otherwise, right? I
mm.
want to quickly make up my own like little power scale for JJK, just because like the higher ups scale fucking sucks for like distinguishing between powers. Okay,
Uh,
so grade 4 to grade 1, we can keep it, right?
yeah.
We could even keep special grade 1, blah blah blah. Now, as for special grade, you have this is gonna sound so dumb, like grade 4 special grade 3 special grade 2 special grade, and true special grade. If you want,
Interesting.
you could
Okay.
be like God grade or some shit like that if you want to like,
God grade.
right? But it's just gonna be Sukuna and Gojo up there, right?
Okay.
Okay. Now, I would put Ishigori at like special grade 4, maybe special grade 3, Kashimo around that same level, Hikari special grade 2.
Interesting. I would not. Like I think in order to do that you could put them there, but
So
you're not
let me
saying
hear
they're
your
barely
rankings on that
special
scale.
grade. I think you're lowering the so I would just say Gojo at the top special
Right.
grade, Kenjaku the number 2 special grade,
Okay.
Yuki's ambiguous, and then Yuta either at 3 or 4 depending where Yuki is.
Wow. You say Yuta at 3 or 4. That's interesting.
Because I don't think he's stronger than Kenjaku. Like
Finally, you've come
objectively.
around, bro. I remember the early days when Yuta was going all out in his fight. You were like, "Yeah, bro, Kenjaku's getting fucking cooked," blah blah blah. And I had to
I mean,
ride,
15 finger Sukuna is,
bro.
but
I
like,
had to
anyways,
ride for Kenjaku, and I'm gonna ride for 15 Finger Sukuna when that time comes. And I'm not gonna let you
anything.
gaslight chat into thinking, "Oh yeah, I've always thought." Nah, nah.
Okay, for sure, for sure. Um, yeah, for sure,
You
man.
sound like a Sesame Street character in my head.
Yeah, I would say probably like if you take the narrator just statement is just so it's just ambiguous enough to where it doesn't fucking like it doesn't necessarily correlate to like power scaling shit in a direct way. If you think it means like he's second only to Gojo in terms of power, then yes, he'd be third on the tier list underneath Kenjaku, and then Yuki would be fourth. Um, But if not, then Yuki can still be above him in some capacity. We just literally haven't seen him. Like I just don't think like I think Yuta it's just the conditions Ishigori loses to Yuta in does not like now if they had scrapped and it was just a 1v1,
Yeah,
right?
because
And it
then
was
you
like
could use
those
their
are
domains, right? Because the
yeah,
whole point is
yeah.
that the three-way domain is like what killed it.
Yeah, and it's like Yuta's fucking holding back part of the way through because he wants to save people. He's like doing all this other bullshit. I'm like, no, Ishigori made it that close under like some very strange conditions,
Listen,
right?
Funky
That
Monk. First of all, thank you for the 5. Second of all, if you want me to bring One Punch Man energy to
do
this fucking stream, okay, I will ruin it for everybody. I'm not kidding.
not. Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't it just clear Gojo number one, Yuta number two? So there's some nuance to that, right? Because like you have weird cases, right? So like Hikari is technically not a sorcerer,
Yeah.
right? So like Hikari is a weird
Or
one to throw
Maki
in
and
there.
Toji
Or
aren't
Maki and
considered
Toji.
people.
Yeah. They aren't yeah, they like Gege literally does not classify Toji in like the special grade sort of thing.
Bro,
And when that statement was made, was Maki I don't think had her second
some
evolution,
reason,
right?
yeah. Bro, Gege
Does
is
that
such a fucking nerd about that. It's so annoying
yeah.
sometimes. It's like, hey, how
Yeah.
strong is this character? Well, actually, in the fucking fuck you, bro. Like, I know it's your
Yeah.
series, but like, come on.
But like, just tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rome Legend, thank you for the 5. These tiers of special grade don't make sense. Think about it. It's Gojo who's in another realm, and all the other ones who are much
Thank
stronger
you,
than Ryu.
bro.
Ashima.
Rome Legend is a fucking creams watcher, bro. I've been spitting this gospel that Gojo is like one of the most fucking misjudged people. You know, it's nice to see. It's nice to see a devout follower.
Hot take, hot take. Gojo is the like being stronger than Gojo is the like next grade he's talking about, and that's what I think like Yuta, like Megami, and maybe Yuji are all gonna act maybe Maki too like participate in.
I don't
Like I
know.
think
So okay,
Gojo because I
like
yeah
I
that's
know
how
what
I
you're
feel about it.
talking about, and to some level, bro, Hikari is a sorcerer, but he's not
No,
like
we mean we
he's
mean okay.
he's
He's
expelled.
expelled
Yeah.
from Jujutsu sorcery, and he probably doesn't have the title of sorcerer
So it's
anymore.
like
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna make this example. I'm gonna try. I think it works, but like you as a sports fan, just like chime in, tell me if
Mhm.
I'm wrong, right? If a player is
Mhm.
suspended, they're not like, you know,
Okay, yeah. Let me put it like this, right? Let's say, okay, Michael Jordan, right? He's not playing in the NBA anymore, right?
mm,
Are you gonna say he's a professional basketball player? Probably he was, right? But is he now? Like not
yeah,
really, right? So that's the kind of classification Akari's in. He was a sorcerer, right? But he doesn't go to the school anymore. He doesn't associate with them anymore. Like in that very specific context, like who fucking knows?
yeah.
Um,
It's
yeah,
literally anybody's guess at this point.
yeah. He is a curse user. Like that would probably
Yeah,
be a very accurate like
exactly.
look on him. Yeah, he is a curse
Curse
user.
user, yeah. Like, uh, a lot of characters. This is what I mean when I say like, there's so many layers to like what's wrong with the fucking power system in JJK. Like, it's not just about oh yeah, some of these characters are misjudged, and I'll acknowledge your Gojo is like not special grade thing or beyond the realm of special grade because like I want to say this right.
Hmm.
These sorcerers, these cursed users, should be on the fucking scale because they're still human, right? Like sorcerer
Hmm.
is just like a fucking name they give to the job. So
Yeah.
if the person is as strong as like a second grade sorcerer, that means they can do what a second grade sorcerer can do in terms of like how many cursed spirits they can take on, right? Where it's like levels below and above.
Hmm.
So like that's just like ooh, that just really bothers me. Realm Legend, thank you for the 5. The title of sorcerer is not exclusive to the school. Kenjaku and Kashima refer to Sukuna as a sorcerer. The term seemingly existed before the modern age. Yes, but
So
like
yeah,
Sukuna can be referred to as anything, like curse spirit, curse
yeah,
user,
he's
sorcerer.
he's
Yeah,
the he's the king of curses, right? I
yeah.
don't think he was crowned like literally. He's been fucking. he he has a fucking a platoon of cursed spirits that are like yes my lord or whatever. Like he doesn't like yeah he has a lot of like he can be called a lot of things, right? And I would call Hikari a sorcerer,
Mm-hmm.
but when we're looking at like the fucking like when we're trying to make these kind of like determinations of like someone's power based off of a narrator statement of like the strongest sorcerer or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to ask yourself in what context is it using the word sorcerer, right? Does that mean any human being who uses cursed energy? Maybe, right? Does it mean anybody who exercises curses? Maybe. Does it mean somebody whose literal job description is sorcerer? Maybe. So all we're doing is saying Hikari possibly does not count as a sorcerer, right? because of the position he's in as like not being part of the school, right? No, no, no. That's misconception. He's saying Choso is grade 1 level in terms of like where he would scale sorcerer wise, right? Yeah. Yeah. And Kenjaku is making it like in that entire chapter, right? The scans make it much clearer. I will say that for sure. But like Kenjaku is consistently talking relative to sorcerers, right? He talks about a special grade sorcerer being strong enough to destroy a country, and he's like, you, right? Like I'd be able to like just amping the level of like low level curses is strong enough to be a grade 1 sorcerer on your level, right? He's saying Choso and a grade 1 sorcerer like not are synonymous. Like not every grade 1 can beat Choso, but Choso is grade 1 in terms of his limitations, right? That's all he's saying. Um, mhm, mhm, mhm. Hey, bro. Hey, bro. Let me. No, 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 no. It's funny you say that. I used to joke around because, like, you know how like sometimes like volume covers be hyping up characters or whatever, whatever, right? So on, I think it's the first volume. They say like Sukuna is like a threat to the entire planet or whatever the fuck, and I'm like, hey, bro, Sukuna beyond special grade level confirmed. But yeah. Okay, continue. Sorry, I just had to make that little
Oh,
comment.
fuck. I'm muted? No way. How long have I been muted?
Oh no way. Chat, what was the last thing you heard from him? Because that's crazy. I
No.
hope I did not have an entire conversation by myself.
Yeah, dude, that must have sounded so fucking creepy.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
No. Oh, no.
Just since I
Oh.
started talking about the volume,
Oh, thank God, bro. Oh my God. Fucking hell. Cause
I
like,
thought okay, I was about to say like since you left, I was like, that's crazy, bro.
yeah.
I've just been talking to myself.
Cause I was like, man, I could have sworn I had some back and forth with him. Like, fuck, bro. Yo, listen,
Yeah.
chat could have like literally gaslit me into despair right now. I am so glad we got that sorted out as quickly as we did.
Yeah. Oh yeah, let's see. So here's the specific thing they say, right?
Mm.
Should any demon consume Sukuna's body parts, the power they gain could destroy the world. I'm like,
Yeah,
all right,
but
bro.
like Sukuna
You gassing
himself,
it.
yeah, it just JJK Planet Busters. It's like it's a stretch. It is a stretch for the like where the current power system is. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I'll put it to you this way, right? If in Dragon Ball Z they didn't start off with like fodder characters being able to be like planet busters, your suspension of disbelief would not fucking scale to Goku and Frieza's fight with Namek, right? Like you'd just
For
be like,
sure.
no, no way, the planet explodes. Simply, you could Frieza something like that. Like, you know what I mean? But it's like
Mhm.
if Gojo's like, yeah, man, this park, it's going belly up.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, okay, buddy,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we're gonna be jumping from planet to planet, like and trying not to. I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. You're insane.
So it's just like a level beyond special grade is like they can destroy two continents. Like, okay, relax.
I just perceive that as like if Gojo can't like what it would be is like if these two fought, they would win, right? I don't necessarily look at it as like an AP thing. And the reason
Because
the reason I
Kenjaku
think that
uses like destroying a country as like his metric. So
well, Kenjaku like talks about taking it over. I don't think anybody's blowing up a country, right? I think
wait,
it's
no,
more of
didn't
a
Geto refer to like destroying Japan when he and Gojo were like having that conversation on the street? Or he was like, you
uh
have the power to like
he could
destroy
kill
everyone.
everybody. He could
Yeah.
kill everybody. Yeah, but I that's a significantly different feat than like blowing up the land mass of Japan. You know what I mean? Like those two things mean like a big difference, right? So
Okay, but like to
it's a
kill
different.
everyone, you can't leave the landmass unscathed. So is it like partial continent buster? Like
let me put it like this, right? To be like, if you look at like Yuji, right,
Mm-hmm.
and Yuji goes into like say real life fucking I don't know some random city in America, right?
Mm-hmm.
You if he could probably run in there and beat everybody up, right? Everybody in the entire city, given enough time, right?
100%. Yeah, okay,
There
I
would
see what
be,
you mean.
but he can't punch the ground and the city just fucking caves. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
those two things mean big, like there are huge differences. Um, yeah, that's where that comes from.
Uh,
Um,
wow. I think it's a good time to wind down now. Dude, yeah. Thanks guys for coming out. Stay tuned for some extra special episodes in the coming weeks. I don't know
mhm.
if JJK's on break next week. The scans say it's on break. Viz says a new chapter is in 7 days. I don't know. We'll see which one of them is right.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks again. Like, comment, and subscribe. All right.
Hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
Yeah. Bye.